I was working 22 hours a day. I was falling asleep on the desk and then waking up and keep working.
Got it.
And how much does one of these cost?
$7 to $10 million.
And what made you decide to get two rather than just one?
It just happened.
How old do you want to live to be?
I will live till I'm 20 minimum. That's the f off. Yeah, you broke. It's like fucking everybody fucking want to talk about money. And this is like the last thing that I want to talk about. It's almost common like 2 years ago. The outer wealth, it doesn't give you happiness. It you up.
I wanna be a billionaire.
Billionaire.
Yeah, I'm a billionaire.
America now has more billionaires than at any time in history, while most Americans are struggling to make ends meet. Should we abolish billionaires?
These notes were left on more than a dozen luxury vehicles along Point Grey Road, and the tires were deflated.
Subscribe for more Eat the Rich content.
Come find us, come grab a popsicle, eat the rich with us.
Eat the rich! Eat the rich! Eat the rich! Eat the rich!
Oh, we got the cops coming right now. In recent years, billionaire has become a pejorative. So it's like that's a bad thing.
Are you going to become a billionaire one day? I would say almost certainly, but that's not the goal.
What does being a billionaire mean to you?
Billionaire to me is having access to enough resources to actually make an impact on planet Earth.
This is Jarek Tadla, and he's a billionaire that made his fortune in real estate. A first-generation Polish immigrant, he moved to America when he was 21 years old and he got to work. Making money as a dishwasher and selling cars on the side, he scraped together enough money to buy his first property. As an immigrant who struggled to find housing himself, he realized that there was a hole in the market, so he began to build his real estate portfolio around serving the immigrant population. He grew quickly, and eventually he was able to scale into buying entire apartment complexes. And fast forward 30 years later, some might say this was a guy that had it all. The private jets, the mansions, the fancy cars, and the status of being a very wealthy man. But it was at this point where he felt the most miserable and actually considered taking his own life. After fierce internal battle, he came to the conclusion that inner wealth was much more important than any number in the bank or anything you could buy. And he decided to start speaking to an issue that many men feel in their life, the feeling that they are not enough. In this episode, we explore what a day in the life of a real estate billionaire is like, and we jump into the world of Jarek Tadla. Let's begin. Today, we're diving into the life of a billionaire. A lot of questions come to mind. What does a day in the life of a billionaire look like? A lot of us might have some preconceived notions. I mean, depending on who you are, you either might really look up to a billionaire, want to aspire to be one, or you hate them and you think they're inherently evil and maybe they've exploited people to get where they're at. Let's meet this man and let's see what he's about. Hi guys, hi.
Patrick.
Nice to meet you. What's up, Pop?
Good to meet you. Good. I'm Jarek Tadla. I'm an immigrant from Poland. I moved here in '93. I got Tommy G today at my house interviewing me, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
If you looked us up, you saw videos of us with gangsters holding guns, and you're probably like, how do I fit into this picture?
You know which one I like the most? The one that you did with the stealing cars.
You like the car thief.
Holy shit. Like, I like that one. The one with the Miami is like, this is like a regular Tuesday. So like to me it was like, okay, so I wasn't impressed because I know that. Like this bubble I know. I don't know the other bubble.
I think a lot of people in their head, when they picture a very wealthy man, they picture a person that like floats on air.
I shit the same way you do and everybody else. Everything is the same. It's funny. I always tell my kids, it's like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Just think of that. It's like, he shits like you do. He pees like you do. He gets sick like you do. He brushes the teeth like you do. Everybody is the same way.
Despite Jark's humility, I want to draw attention to the fact that meeting a billionaire is like meeting a mythical creature. There's simply not many of them. With only 813 of them in the United States and 2,800 worldwide, they are super rare. I mean, you're twice as likely to bump into an NFL player and 4 times as likely to bump into a Navy SEAL on the street than you are a billionaire. This is an elite person. Now, to grasp the sheer scale of what a billionaire looks like, imagine this. Take someone making the average annual American income of $69,000. If they saved every penny, no taxes, no expenses, it would take them roughly 14,500 years to reach $1 billion. Now, to put that in perspective, they would have had to start clocking in at the time that humans were still painting on cave walls. Another way to picture it is this. If you stacked 1 billion single-dollar bills up to the sky, it would go up 67 miles high. That's insane.
Some people say it's better to be wealthy and anonymous than it is to be famous and poor. But right now, you're entering the public sphere. You have a book, you're gonna be in all these different shows and podcasts. Why leave the shadows, so to speak, and come out into the light?
Because I almost committed suicide 2 years ago. The outer wealth, it doesn't give you happiness. It you up. I just hit bottom of the bottom. I had depression. I went through divorce like 5 years ago. It's the word is from the inside out, not from outside in. And if you don't understand the game, then you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, do you want me to just stay here and watch the dogs?
The car's like a rapper. Like this is what I would expect, like, you know, Key Glock or
I'm still
Kevin
a normal
Gates.
guy. I still shit and wash my teeth the same way everybody else.
We're having to get proof. We're having to get.
No, we're not.
We were around here about 2 a.m. 2 nights ago with some guys with face tattoos and some of Kodak Black's cousins and street associates. It's interesting to me that 5 or 10 minutes down the road, you can go from Section 8 housing, people hustling, selling who knows what out of the apartment, to just a couple miles away, there's Rolls Royces.
In Florida, it's a highway, like, you know, US 1. On the east side, on the water and all the canals, you know, it's the wealth, and on the other side, it's like, you know, it's. But you know what? I moved here in 2010. It took me like 2 years to get used to it. If only nobody get here impressed by cars, or jets, or yachts. It's like, you know, the kids, but you know what I mean?
What cars do you like?
Bugattis and stuff. I also like Porsche a lot.
What kind of staff do you got?
Housekeeper. I have a guy that takes care of my boats, my, you know, everything outside and all this stuff, and pretty much.
Do you have a chef?
Nope.
Do you have a toilet seat warmer that sits on the toilet before you go on it, so it's a little warm?
Dude, when you're gonna see my bathroom, you're gonna. This is the most exciting thing about my house.
You do have a butt cheek warmer on your
Yes.
toilet? Do you have a bidet?
Yes.
Will you have yourself an ice cream cone on vacation? No ice cream?
I don't eat sugar.
No sugar?
I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't eat sugar. I don't know. A lot of successful people are addicts. So when we do something, we do 120%. The same thing with bad habits. And I remember getting drunk with my best friend, and I said, like, I'm never gonna touch alcohol again. He said, that's gonna last 6 months. And then 6 months, and then a year, 2 years, and like it's been now 3.5 years.
Is that a security guard with the vest up there?
Yeah.
Where's this military academy?
No.
He doesn't have a rifle on him, does he?
Yes, he does.
He does?
Yes.
My old school had 20 of those.
All right, guys, study hard, have fun, make memories, all right?
Where do you go? Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye. So you clearly see I'm the human, right? I like the views.
Oh,
but seriously, look at this shit. Look, come on. It does all you can do. Dude.
Have you ever been in danger of getting hemorrhoids because you're enjoying the view so
Yes.
Is this glass tinted?
Yeah.
So you can be naked in here.
Yeah.
Triple shower head.
I got shower free, all the stuff. Like this is not in my best position. This is a lot of shit. Like I take long shower, all my routines, all my meditations happen here, steam shower this. Just the sound system, just here is 25 grand. My ritual is in the shower. So I spend like 40 to 50 minutes in a, you know what I mean? And
40 or 50 minutes in your shower.
Yeah, I do a lot of shit in my, you know what I mean?
Do you have any trouble with your water bill, or you can afford that?
No, stop.
Would you say the average billionaire takes good care of their body?
Yes.
There's not a lot of slobs that are...
No,
really
there are. But you need strength. I mean, you need to be physically and mentally. I mean, they're all over mentally. Like all the people that I know, very successful, very wealthy, they have enormously, like, mentally strong. Dude, I built like, you know, neighborhood around my school because my teacher told me I'm never gonna accomplish anything.
What made your teacher say that?
Because they're teachers, so that's why I don't like schools. The school system is so broken because what happens is whatever they told, they program a software. And then it took me years and everybody else, it took us years to prove the world that that's not true. But you know, it's funny, I always want to leave, you know, my kids legacy, but the only thing I was gonna leave my kids was inheritance. Inheritance is all the stuff, but legacy is all the knowledge, all the wisdom. But I didn't know anything. My wealth is not transferred to my kids until they're 35, 40, 50, you know, my trust is written. So, you know, because, you know, even when they're 30, you're dumb as I mean, I was dumb as when I was 33. I thought I'm on the top of the world. I thought I know everything. Now I'm 52, I'm still dumb as I still don't know anything. I'm still learning, you know, I'm reading and all this stuff. Like, one sentence changed my world. You know, I was in Denver, Colorado. It was exactly 30 years ago. Somebody said, hey, we live in a fourplex and we rent the other 3 units. That's it. And that changed my life.
That was your first piece of property?
No, that was the conversation. I went home with my girlfriend and I'm like, oh, we're moving to Colorado. We're buying 4 units. We're saving all the money, we're buying 4 units. And that's it.
I don't want to look like a peasant. What do I do with the spoon?
Mix it.
Okay.
Stop, man. Let's go to my man cave. I moved here when I was 21. Okay.
So you lived in Poland from birth to 21?
To 21.
Okay, so what was it like growing up in a communist country?
You know, it's like like we were talking about the stores. It's like people have money, but there's nothing you could buy. So what happened is we have like everybody had access to, let's say, limited type of bread, sugar, vodka, whatever. There was no bananas, there was no fruits, nothing like that. I moved here, I was like, shit, I go to the store, it's like, what? Banana, chocolate, like all this stuff. Like you were going to the store, you were waiting in line to get a little bit. And it was like all the shelves in the stores were always empty. The information is limited. In this country, I learned about, you know, an entrepreneur because everybody has money, but what happened, there was exchange of the services. So that's why the money didn't exist. And that's what it is in reality right now either. It's an exchange of services that we do at the value we bring to the table.
So what would you tell young people that want to try communism in America?
Well, move to China or go to, you know, still go to Cuba. Go to communist country and follow them and see and talk to those people how they work. This is my everyday mantra. Not today, motherfucker. So when the devil comes into my head and starts telling me, well, you don't need to do this, you fucking lazy blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, today is the day you don't have to. Not today, motherfucker. Not today. We're not doing this shit.
How you doing?
Are you Tommy?
Nice to meet you, Tommy.
So year and a half ago, right? I'm sitting, getting ready to for the workout. I'm eating my ice cream.
Before a workout?
Yes. So this motherfucker comes in and is like, Papi, what are you doing? I'm like, eating my ice cream. I'm like, okay, it's my cheat day. He said cheat day, and this motherfucker comes in and goes like, listen, we don't cheat.
We don't cheat, baby.
I did not have a cheat day in 20 years.
Wow.
I will live till I'm 120 minimum. That's
120?
120, yeah. Like, you know, it's like, well, if I have an accident and something happened, I have no choice, right?
So
but
right now you're 52.
52, I'm young, I was just born.
You think you're gonna live to 120?
120, yeah. That's my goal, minimum 120.
How do you think you're gonna make that happen?
Longevity, just, you know, take care of my body, mentally, emotionally, mostly physically, the right diet, eating everything right, and it's just daily routines on a daily basis.
And you got a secret sauce, me.
And yeah, that's it, that's a secret sauce.
You think living to 120 is possible?
Human body is capable of a lot of things that we can't even fathom, right? And I think your mindset is everything. Your mindset could push you to limits beyond your imagination.
Man, the United States needs some help because when you look around and see how many people are fat and unhappy in the richest country in the world, it's just kind of mind-blowing. Just with all the poison that's in our food. And I remember seeing this during COVID. Everyone would be home, but you go drive by a fast food restaurant, lines around the corner. I'm just like,
I mean, I just came back from Europe, right? You put cheese on ham in refrigerated Europe. 2 days later, they have a mold. They literally walk out of the refrigerator. They're old. Their bread is fresh one fucking day. Here, you put a bread, a month later, you can eat it. The ham and the cheese stay in refrigerator for a month. We putting this shit in our fucking body. Don't. So you don't fucking play with demons in your head? You don't have that bullshit.
A really good wrestling coach said, talk to yourself, but don't listen to yourself. So, because when you're warming up before a match, all of a sudden, my legs are weak, I'm kind of hungry, or, you know, maybe I need to take a shit, or when you just listen to yourself, all those voices creep in, like that you're not good enough, or that you're not ready. But if you talk to yourself, like, yeah, I got the pace, I'm gonna put this guy on a pace. I'm gonna put a pace on him and make him break, and I'm pacing, and I'm talking to myself, that helps keep the demons at bay.
Sure. That's a good one. Could you set up in a call in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes, 4 minutes?
You're gonna jump
on the TV, the thing. Okay. In office.
You can jump on a call in 3 minutes?
Yeah, I have the inner circle call.
Nice.
Okay? Yeah.
Jarek is walking into his office to jump on his weekly call with The Edge, a group of high net worth men that meet to talk about their goals, struggles, and give advice to each other.
Right? I mean, we need to reset. Because if we go 100 miles an hour, if we don't reset, it's like, that's gonna crash. And I gotta tell you, like, I keep talking about it, the demons are in my head all the time. That is like, you know, it's a gift and a curse because that's what we never stop. You know what I mean? You gotta give it all, and truly give it all.
Take the money!
Like you pray for something and then God gives it to you and then you get depressed? Are you the same man you were 3.5 years ago? Are you f***ing holding on to shit from 3.5 years ago? You're not the same motherfucker you were 3.5 years ago. Yes, motherfucker, I am in talk.
Andrew, why don't you tell the motherfucker just about $130 million in real estate, so f*** off. Yeah, you broke.
It's who you are in these times, Andrew, that will determine who you become. It's who you're becoming that's more important.
For 13 years, he basically prayed for his kids to shut up. So that as soon as they learned to shut up, he prayed for them to start talking again.
I'm just showing you the blueprint of what's possible. It's up to you to figure out how. As fathers, it's our job to help them see that they could do it even better than us.
In this grind, and we forget what is important. You know what I mean? And on the end of the day, none of our queens or our kids, they don't give a f about the money. They just give a f about us.
Next level!
Let's go. Takeover from the goal.
That no matter what level of success you reach, there's always something around the corner. There's never a stage of life where everything is just settled in and okay and no conflict, no worries. Whether it's on the business front, relationship front, you always got something that's a challenge, and that's just part of being a human.
Eatable, avocado, banana, coffee, peanut butter, almond butter, and chocolate protein.
Yeah, that's right up my alley.
In the evening, what I do the decaf coffee. You know, so I don't drink coffee after 1 o'clock. For me, sleep is everything. You know? And my sleep is fucked up, like, you know, when I wake up, like with oral, When I fucked up, my sleep is fucked. The whole day is fucked. Come on in, sit down.
How are you, sir?
It's Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Nice
How
to
are you?
meet you as well.
What do you do?
I sell real estate.
Yeah?
So houses like this. I saw in this house, multiple.
What's it like being in that market?
It's my passion. I love it. It's exciting, you know, especially down here. I mean, look at this.
So you're walking.
It doesn't get much better, right?
I had no idea what's about to happen. I find out the shit the way you do. So it's a Forbes interview about the book, I'm assuming. So we'll see. You know? Can you hear us?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And we are recording. Let's start from the beginning. You're from Poland, correct?
Yes. You know what? The only thing I never knew what I'm gonna do. Funny, I always knew because I'm coming from Poland, from a communist country. I always knew I never want to work for anybody. I always knew I'm gonna be, entrepreneur, and I always knew that I'm gonna work for myself.
When you came here, you lived in, where did you live the first time, in Rochester?
Rochester, New York, upstate New York.
And then you moved to Denver.
Denver, Colorado. I'm in Florida, South Florida.
What's it feel like having a book out there?
It feels good. It's a step one. It's a step one. It was good, right?
That's good.
Yeah.
He felt that. You feel it?
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, you have such a contagious message. Because I think nearly everyone, in some way or form, wants to be here, wants to be in this palace on the water, wants to have the jet, wants to have the real estate. And then for you to come and say, actually guys, that doesn't fulfill you, that doesn't lead to happiness, it's kind of refreshing. Especially in Miami, we see the opposite. We see these guys flexing their Lamborghinis, flexing their women, flexing their whatever they got, their Gucci shirt. And it's a refreshing, honest, authentic, raw, true message.
You know? Everybody fucking want to talk about money.
Yeah.
And this is like the last thing that I want to talk about.
Can I tell you this though? Starting to make a little bit of money now, but from the outsider perspective, the common man perspective, the money gets people's foot in the door. If you were worth 70 grand and you're starting to talk about how you wanted to up, a lot of people are in that shoes. But a guy that has made what you've made talks about that, it's like, holy shit.
I only could find people that, because in this society you get level of respect depending how much money you have. And that's what is fucked up. Because the best people that can teach you and they can show you, they don't have a time to share this on social media, they don't have a time to write a book, they don't have a time to be around. Because they're busy, their fathers, they're working 3 jobs. You know what I mean? But because they did not accomplish anything financially, so they don't have a word.
Why do you think that is?
Well, you just said it. Because it's a bullshit story the society is giving to us.
You get judged based on your net worth and...
If you see a homeless guy on the side of the road, do you ever give him $1?
Dude, I did give, 2 homeless people, yes, but not to everybody.
What makes you decide when you'll give them a couple bucks?
I don't give to people that sit on the street and just on the red lights. But like when I go by the homeless people and I see like they're really struggling or picking up stuff from the trash can or just ask me at the store, then I don't have a problem.
You're pretty good, you're right. Good and bad at the same time. Jesus Christ. So you would say you're a risk taker?
Entire life.
Entire life. How long have you been flying private for?
2 years.
You just started pretty much.
Yeah. It's comfort.
How much demand is there for chartering a jet these days?
A lot.
Yeah?
They pretty much are there pretty much all the time.
What is it, if I wanted to rent your plane to fly from here to Chicago, How much would that run me?
$28,000 one way, $30,000.
And how much does one of these cost?
$7 to $10 million.
And what made you decide to get two rather than just one?
Well, what happened is, like, the way I entered the partnership, so they own few of them. So it just came with it. Like,
it just kind of happened?
It just happened. It just comes like that.
Would you say you're frugal?
I think so.
Is it hard for you to spend money?
You know what? It's hard for me to spend money on some things and easy on some other things.
What's a hard purchase for you?
If I can get the same value for different amount, that's what I'm struggling with.
Polish immigrant, first generation American. Your specialty in real estate was, you realize, hey, if you're an immigrant, you don't speak English that well, you kind of get treated like shit as a tenant, and there's not a lot of good options for you.
You're listening.
So you plugged the hole in the market, and you catered to immigrants, right?
Low-income tenants, and that's because that's they're not being taken care of.
A question you got to ask yourself when looking at a bathroom: is this a bathroom that you would take a poo in? If it is, then it's the right bathroom for your client.
Thanks.
When you first moved to America, what job did you have?
Dishwasher.
This was where?
In Rochester, New York.
Okay. How long did you do that for?
I was a dishwasher for a month because I quickly went from washing dishes to help in the kitchen, and I was a busboy and also waiter.
How did you save up the money to buy a fourplex?
I was in college. I was community college, so the community college was very cheap. And I moved back with my parents, and at that time I also was buying and selling cars. So what happened is I was buying like a car after accidents, fixing them, and then selling them. I was making profit.
A big thing you did is you were humble enough to move in with your parents.
Yeah.
When most people would say, I just want my own apartment. And you saved a lot of money there.
A lot. It saved me like another, $900 to $1,000 with everything.
You gave the analogy before, like your first 10 properties is a lot harder than your next 100, right? Talk about your philosophy of momentum.
Like we talk about, like pushing a car. It's hard to start, but the second you have a startup, you have it going, for some reason, then even if you think about it, you sleep on it, you think, you breathe, you shit this, like you think, real estate, suddenly everything around you just, starts going to seminars, start asking questions, reading the books about real estate, and you start, and that's the momentum.
Okay, and so how old were you when you bought your first property? 23.
24.
Part of getting rich is you have to own stuff, own your own business, own your own real estate, own something. So this is the first property I got. It's a 4-unit in Milwaukee. This is what's helping me be able to get my second, third, fourth property. Pretty soon I can peace out from the corporate world, do YouTube full time, travel the world with the señorita, and live the lifestyle you want to live, So by 29, how many did you have?
73 properties. I retired.
Free and clear or leverage?
No, leverage.
Okay.
But what happened at that time in Denver, the market moved enormously. Like all the properties were appreciation in Denver, 7 to 9 and then to 12% a year. So, suddenly those properties was worth a lot more. At that time, I flipped all the little properties and I buy bigger. And then the game just started.
Okay, so 29, 72 units, you retire, come back. How many units do you have today?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands.
And you're being vague for personal reasons, right?
Yeah.
But thousands of units.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest challenge in owning thousands of rental units?
Operations, having the right crew. I think the biggest, when you even jump from 100 to 200 to 500, from 500 to 1,000, is the infrastructure you have to create. That's the biggest challenge.
Have you ever been close to going bankrupt?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
2008.
You almost lost it all.
Also, that's what happened. That's the first time I hit depression, but I didn't know that's depression. I thought I'm just going broke and I didn't know how to deal with that. I started buying everything I could put hands on, everything, because suddenly I was like in 2096, 98, I was buying properties for $100,000 a unit, and suddenly it's 2008 and everything in Denver started crushing, and I was picking up properties for 27 a door, 21 a door, 19 a door. Wow. So I was buying everything. I'm like, this cannot last. And then Lehman Brothers went out of market. They went bankrupt. And I'm like, I'm closing a $12 million deal that I closed, that I raised the money, and the market was not recovered. And my investors started like, I need that 20 grand. Okay, so I give them out of cash flow. Suddenly another one, I need 100, I need $1 million. Jarek, I need my $3 million back. I don't have the money, I have to refinance the building. Nobody's giving loans. So now suddenly my big investors are coming like, Jarek, it's been a year, I need the money back. It's funny, Tommy, you asking me about the billionaires. I know how liquid they are. to every Joe. They, you know, the money that they have, they're very liquid. But some of them, there's like two schools. Some of them, you know, use all the money and leverage as much as they can, and some of them keep the money for safety. But everybody I know, they have a reserve accounts.
When people hear the word billionaire, they often imagine vaults overflowing with cash, as if $1 billion is just sitting in a bank waiting to be spent. But usually that's far from the truth. Most billionaires don't hold their wealth in cash. They're investors. Jarek's fortune, it's tied up in real estate. Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook equity, and Warren Buffett, an astounding 99% of his wealth is locked into Berkshire Hathaway stock. Why? Because cash sitting in a bank doesn't grow. To become a billionaire, you need to put your money to work. You have to move it, invest it, and strategically place it in vehicles that generate high returns. And some would argue that that's the mindset that separates the wealthy from the ultra-wealthy. Jarek took my crew and his family out for dinner, and something noteworthy was that Jarek made his kids stack their phones in the middle of the table to ensure that everyone was fully present for the conversation. I also learned there that his kids worked regular jobs, like for example, his daughter is a waitress. So we hung out together, ate some sushi, and after that, we went back to his house to finish our night.
So, last thing before we get out of here tonight, we have questions from the Instagram chat. Do you care about the poll?
Yeah, all of it. It's of course I do. This is like, I don't divide people. I don't segregate people between the, you know, how financially, how strong or how poor they are, or, you know, I qualify people, and I care about all good human beings. If you're poor and dick, no, I don't care about you.
Do your nuts feel bigger because you have money?
I love you guys. You know, nuts don't. Ego, yes. Your nuts feels bigger, definitely.
In Poland, what kind of family were you born into as far as lower class, middle class, upper class?
In Poland, there was there was lower class, there was middle class, there was no upper class. So I was definitely born in the middle class.
Have you ever been invited to Bohemian Grove?
No, I have no idea what it is.
Like, have you ever been invited to some cult or
No, I haven't.
Is the American dream still possible?
Fuck yes. Huge. And I think it's more possible than ever was before.
Why?
Because of the social media and how quickly with the information exchange and how actually younger and younger people are getting wealthier and wealthier.
We got to dive into your life. We got to learn a lot. I got to experience things that I've never done before. I've never been on a jet before. Thank you for that. Any final thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
Remember, everything you need is within you, and the inner wealth is more important than the outer wealth. Enjoy life. Be humble and stay a good human being.
Pleasure, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm getting out of here. It's your bedtime, isn't it?
It is. Holy shit, it's 9:30, brother. Dude, it's time.
We kept you up late,
Holy shit. Truly,
Pleasure.
thank you, man. Again, thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay, bye. Peace. Good night, Patrick.
Believe that human beings are demons.
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
No one's ever seen this. This is his original presentation to raise money from the 70s.
I think he started with good intentions, but I think power and money went to his head.
We're at a gate here.
Oh, boy!
Kenneth Copeland is one of the darkest individuals I've ever come across.
Off the property now.
Where's that badge, just by the way?
Off the property.
You
want to see this? Off the property. Whoa, you're going to flash your gun?
In that magnificent name, the name of Jesus, amen.
Kenneth Copeland. You might recognize him for his interview on Inside Edition.
Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
He's the guy that claimed to defeat COVID-19.
COVID-19! COVID-19!
He speaks in tongues. And he claims he will live to 120.
I will live and preach this gospel till I'm 120 years old.
And he's not joking. And would you know, folks, that Kenneth Copeland is America's richest pastor, with estimates of his net worth ranging wildly from $300 million to nearly $1 billion. And today, we're diving into a series of disturbing allegations concerning Copeland and his church, Eagle Mountain Ministries. Allegations like that he allegedly used church donations to build a private oil empire that rakes in millions. That he promised his donors a Christian retirement community, but instead, all that money allegedly went to things like this. So we flew to Dallas, Texas to infiltrate Kenneth Copeland's empire and expose the truth about his ministries. We teamed up with Nate of the religion business, who has dedicated the last few years of his life to exposing people like Kenneth. From standoffs on his private tarmac to uncovering his private hunting grounds, we show you the side of Kenneth Copeland that he has spent his entire life trying to conceal. Something you should know before we get into the episode, we have completely restocked and revamped our Big Dog collection. We got new shirts on the site in green and brown, trucker hats, hoodies, all your favorites, restocked, ready to go. So get yours while supplies last at TommyGMcGee.com. And now, folks, to Kenneth Copeland. $7:30 right now, it's Sunday morning in Dallas, Texas. In about 3 minutes, we have a guy named Nate pulling up, who's part of something called the religion business. He's made it his job to bust out the nonsense that's happening in nonprofits and churches around the country and even the world. Nate suspects that Kenneth Copeland is actually a fraudster, allegedly, and that this is a man that we need to investigate, look into, and make sure we understand what is happening with all the money flowing through his church, all the broken promises, and how is a pastor worth nearly $1 billion?
What is up, brother? Good to meet you too, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I've got a really big 30 by like 40-inch map of his property, so we'll block it out. I think. Scoped out his house. Oh yeah, we have this place down to the roads. I am Nathan Apfel, TV and film director, and my mission is to bring accountability into the religious institutions here in America and the world. I was raised a Christian, like raised in the megachurch scene, and I realized this whole system is a house of cards and it needs to be taken apart and be rebuilt.
Kenneth Copeland is one of the darkest individuals I've ever come across.
Justin Peters is a world-renowned preacher who uses a deep understanding of biblical scripture to expose the lies of prosperity gospel leaders like Kenneth Copeland. There is perhaps no Christian better suited to be an expert witness on the teachings of Copeland than him.
I honestly believe that Kenneth Copeland is demon-possessed.
I think he started with good intentions, but I think power and money and the ease in which people are manipulated went to his head.
This is Sarah. She worked for the Copelands for years, and after she could no longer take it, she chose to leave the church, even though she knew this would mean being cut off from her parents, who to this day still work there.
We were not allowed to talk to him or approach him in any way. He would come in with like fully armed security guards, which is a little weird when you're going into your own business.
We've been looking at Kenneth Copeland for several decades.
This is Pete and Barry. They are private investigators who have spent decades looking into Kenneth Copeland, and I was shocked by some of the things they had dug up about Kenneth.
When my boss, Ole Anthony, sat down at breakfast with him in the 1970s, Kenneth Copeland ordered pancakes. He handed them back to the waitress and said, "God doesn't want me to eat cold pancakes." And everybody thought he was joking, and they looked at him and everybody looked back and forth. He was serious. He was dead serious.
Kenneth Copeland has been raising money since the late 70s for the revival capital of the world, which is this. This is his sanctuary. So for 44 years, no one's ever seen this. This is his original presentation to raise money from the 70s. He used to mail this to people, to millions of people in the US, and ask for money.
There was never any real plan or any real push
to have any of that done.
This is Melissa, another former Copeland ministry employee, and she spent 6 years with the church doing things like admin work, marketing, and ministerial relations.
Kenneth Copeland planned to build 6 things on this property. A ministry facility, which is the church building, the headquarters, his Kenneth Copeland and Eagle Mountain Church's headquarters, a resort hotel, paying members to use, the Kingdom Park, a beautiful park to use, his radio and TV center, and Wisdom Heights, which is a retirement community. So you give to me and you will be able to live in our retirement community, and all the while you'll get to come and watch broadcast TVs, our recordings, you'll get to live and enjoy the revival capital of the world.
Part of the revival capital of the world was actually finished, but most of it was not.
How are we going to penetrate this operation?
Main roads here. There's a railroad crossing here. We're going to come in. This is the main highway right here. This is the gate. There's sometimes a police officer stationed here, but the gate's open because there's going to be a couple hundred people pouring through here.
Do they have this police paid off? Like, are they paying this guy to watch?
They do have private security for the whole property. So we're gonna come right through here. These are all the parking lots for the church. You're gonna walk into the building. So there's a gate right here. So this is the private road. It's a dirt road that runs all the way here.
Okay.
All the way here, around here, and we can either jet down through the tarmac and come around to his house, or we could take this back road and kind of walk through here. But I say we just stick to the
tarmac, dude.
The tarmac it is.
We fly down here, catch that, boom,
yeah,
get to his house.
Before I went to Copeland's church, I first wanted to donate to him so I could be a paid member and feel like I had a right to be in the places I would be investigating. And as soon as I did donate, he began to send me a barrage of emails. In his very first message, he offered to heal my body, eliminate my debt, and restore broken relationships. What a nice guy. The Copeland sent many emails, and one theme that kept popping up was donations. They used Bible verses to encourage giving with phrases like sow the seed, which really means send them money, and receive your anointing, which is allegedly what happens when God notices that you've donated to the Copeland.
If you sow a seed to Kenneth Copeland, you now have obeyed this divine law that says you will get back what you've given. You've given to a man of God. And so he justifies it because, hey, all believers should be healthy and wealthy.
They also promise to pray for you every single day if you become a partner of theirs, which leads me to wonder, did they turn pay for play into pay for pray? And one other tactic that stands out is what some call strategic generosity. You see, the Copelands offer you free little promotional items like an audio file from Gloria or a welcome box with their magazine of them in it. And some say that these small gifts are given with the intention that it will trigger a sense of obligation for you to send more money to them. And it's a clever cycle. You give to them to get blessed from God, the Copelands get your money, and somehow faith becomes a financial transaction.
What are the odds they're gonna get police there?
I bet security is gonna catch us before we even get there.
I think we need to change our attire.
I agree. Let's get ready for church.
I grew up going to, in what was at the time, one of the biggest mega churches in the country, Willow Creek Community Church. Thousands and thousands of people in a huge auditorium. There was escalators in the place, restaurant, cafeteria, bookstore, basketball courts. It was amazing. I've never had that, like, oh, I have a spiritual connection to God. And so I fell away from the church as I got older.
What do you think it is that makes someone continue to give money to a guy that already has private jets, a 19,000 square foot house, and much, much more?
The poor and the sick are desperate.
Because people want to believe desperately in the miracles.
This is a way for me to grow my bank balance. This is a way for me to become richer.
This is Melissa. She's a Christian YouTuber who uses her platform to discuss theology, expose false teachings, and help people spot spiritual deception. Here was her take on Copeland.
What you give, you will get back. And if you can teach people that, if you can shut down their ability to even understand what the Bible actually teaches about it, and their ability to critically think, then that's an easy given. That I believe that.
Morning. If we're trying to get a Bible before the service, is that the Bible store over there? The bookstore?
Oh, the bookstore? Yeah, just go in the main entrance and it's right to your left.
Thank you, sir.
So they're a decently well organized unit. All right, we're infiltrating, we're going in. Miguel, we'll see you in about 45 minutes.
Yes, sir.
This is the moments we live for in this world.
Dude, this is 12 years in the making, really. Okay, guys, I'll see you. I'm gonna go to the bookstore. How you doing, sir?
Morning, how you doing?
Oh, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing? How you doing? Is there a way to buy a Bible right now, or no? Is the bookstore closed? Oh, bummer. I go get my Bible out of the car. I was hoping to buy one here. Thank you.
Top of the morning to you. How are you?
Great. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
How are you? Dressed in my Sunday best, I went into the service to get a feel for how the Copelands do church. I knew going in that Kenneth had an almost ridiculous amount of armed security. I mean, just look at how they responded to this woman who asked questions about scripture.
Can I ask you, do you think it's always God's will for you to be healthy and wealthy?
Yeah.
So how do you answer 1 Timothy chapter 6 when God says that those that desire to become rich fall into all kinds of temptations?
Actually, I'm going to get you somebody that can answer all your questions for you.
Okay. That's the person you said can help me, security?
Yes.
You don't want to be questioned? Why not Kenneth Copeland? Because he doesn't speak to people, does he?
I'm sure of course he speaks to people, but that's where they have staff pastors to meet and answer any questions.
So we went in incognito with spy glasses, trying to stay under the radar before we left the church to storm Kenneth's compound.
One of the things that was very much emphasized was the fact that there's cameras around and you've got to watch what you say because people are listening.
Describe the volunteer culture in the church.
It is very unhealthy. I also volunteered there for a while. I would definitely call it labor trafficking because they expect you to do everything for free and choose that over your actual job.
Love is king, Jesus is Lord, it's exciting. You can't stay, well that's fine, you can put that in the offering basket. Not in and of ourselves, our victory is.
You might be wondering, where is Kenneth? And the truth is, Mr. Copeland is rarely seen preaching at Eagle Mountain these days, and his daughter Terry has more or less taken over as lead pastor.
They used to put out reports that would let their partners know this is what we spend on missions, this is what we spend on employees, that type of thing. And when George and Terry took over, they decided they did not want any transparency at all whatsoever. So even percentages, not even with numbers, none of that is, or at least when I was there, was not available to the public.
As I sat in my chair, maybe I was being too cynical, but it felt like the entire sermon was laced with marketing pitches to get people to tithe, which is the biblical word for giving 10% of your income.
If you'll fill that out, put that either in the offering basket when it comes, put your prayer request on there, and that way we have your name.
We thank you for the ability to grow in wealth.
You see, Kenneth and other prosperity gospel preachers have morphed tithing into this weird formula that essentially, if you give money to them, an anointed prophet of God, that it will somehow translate into God then deciding to multiply your income. Now, some of you may have been expecting a bigger auditorium, and what you have to realize is most of Kenneth's audience is watching through TV, hence why they call him a televangelist. And in his church, he had dozens of ushers who also double the security, many of them probably armed, but most importantly, their job was to approach people sitting in the back and bring them up to pack the front of the church. The reason? To make the audience look filled to capacity for the people watching on their TV back home.
The longer I was there, they started limiting bathroom breaks. You're not allowed to approach certain people. You're expected to all act the same, dress the same. They expected all the body shapes to be the same, telling people they were poorly representing Kenneth because they were a little bit overweight.
We're in a most important time in this nation. We need to know how to vote.
A quick note, folks, there's something called separation of church and state. One way that churches keep their tax-exempt status is by avoiding direct political endorsements. But here at Eagle Mountain, you see classes aimed at educating their members on how to vote. And Kenneth Copeland himself makes his political leanings pretty clear. Here where he mocks Joe Biden.
The media said Joe Biden's president. Ha 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 ha.
And here where he attends a Trump rally.
I copied his suit.
To some, this raises a fair question. Should the IRS be paying closer attention to this kind of activity?
People urge people to vote and they're training people to properly vote, and then in private, wink wink, it's for a certain generally Republican candidate, but not always. They can't go after that particular organization's tax-exempt status unless they actually have film of the pastor saying on film to vote for actually a person.
We snuck out halfway through the service so we could attempt to infiltrate Copeland's compound while his security team was focused on the people inside the church.
Like in some ways, it's a very passionate church service. Their music was excellent. Yeah. But then it almost felt like everything was like an infomercial, like go back into giving. Yeah. Bible verse, direct you back into giving.
Yeah.
We see in a lot of these preachers is that they'll say, the Lord told me a number of you need to give $1,000, things like that.
Ushers, close the doors. Seed, if I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
I don't for a minute believe God is speaking to them like that. There's nothing like that in the Bible.
I really don't think you could listen to a single sermon by Kenneth Copeland or one of these other prosperity preachers where money is not, if not the focus, at least mentioned.
Churches are not required to file 990s. Some provide a church financial statement or an audited financial statement to the donors. Sometimes they'll just have a brief summary and an annual report.
Brother in arms of the Copeland Ministries. Let's freaking get it, okay?
Get it. It's gonna be fun, boys.
While everyone else is worshiping in full swing, we're using that cover to get in here as deep as we can.
So if you go to the right here, there's an oil platform.
Oil field right there.
Look at this beautiful farmland. Who would have thought parishioners were paying for this beautiful farmland off of the... Oh, we got a gate. Mother.
Another way around?
Oh, it's opening.
Oh, boys! I think Kenneth might need to raise some money to patch some of the concrete here, the asphalt.
That's so kind of him that his gate opened for us. Let's see if this gate opens. It's a parsonage. So, oh my gosh.
Woo! This is the road that leads to Kenneth's home?
Yep.
This is almost a billionaire's compound that he's gotten from church money, and to be behind enemy lines right now, driving up to his house is an independent journalist's dream. I have a hunch it's gonna be like the first three.
No, this one needs a keypad. So, should we just hang out here and wait for someone?
Folks, you should know that on this mega mansion you see, Kenneth Copeland allegedly pays no property tax at all. That's because this house is claimed as a parsonage, which is a property that the church owns and provides for their pastor, which makes sense for most American pastors where the average salary is a modest $52,000 a year, and thereby provides housing for their pastors living a life of sacrifice. But should these tax breaks be used by the ultra-wealthy like Copeland, who for years now has avoided paying what should be a six-figure tax bill? You tell me in the comments.
Have you ever been to his parsonage, the house?
No, I never have.
Has it has many employees?
Not a lot. I think the people in housekeeping, in maintenance and housekeeping, security, all of that. But no, but the people that go down and decorate for Christmas.
I would assume that the church paid for this, yes.
He has a greenhouse over there, presumably on the church dime. There's a private hunting grounds. This is a playground for a man. I'm trying to see how this all lines up, because when Jesus walked into a temple and saw that people were buying and selling and making money in the temple, he flipped over the table and cracked the whip and said, "Get out of my house." How is this even possible to interpret the scripture in this way?
I honestly don't know. Like the mental gymnastics it takes Kenneth Copeland and his congregation to correlate Jesus or any of the apostles to Kenneth Copeland is mind-numbing.
We call the church and ask the gate code?
It's your first time calling us?
It is, yeah.
So how can I pray with you today?
Oh, I would love to meet Kenneth Copeland. Is there a way to meet him? I was just really praying to be able to sit with him and get some wisdom from him. So I've been praying for a while to be able to meet him. I've reached out to him a few times and he hasn't responded. But yeah, we're at the gate to his house, but it's not open.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works. I think the best thing that you can do is come to the church.
Oh no, we're already by his house.
We're at there's 3 gates, and ironically the 2 first gates opened for us, and I see that as an act of God, to be honest. Like he wanted us to meet him in his house, but just the 3rd gate, it takes a passcode and I don't have it. Do you have that passcode?
You would have to go to the church.
Oh, okay. We've all become members.
I donated $69 this morning. I'm a member.
69, that's a big number. Good for you for your first donation.
A biblical number, some might say. So we've been praying for the gate code, but apparently
it's another road, but it'll have the same height.
God's busy right now.
100%.
So we're gonna go to the private tarmac that he has, named after himself, and we're gonna further explore. Kenneth! Oh, Kenneth!
When we discovered there was this huge mansion on the property, church members would call us when it came out in the news and said, we didn't even know about his mansion on the property. We've had informants tell us that it's got a sweeping spiral staircase like you would see in the old movie Gone with the Wind. It's got a bridge across the living room. And the Kenneth Copeland's closet is approximately 35 feet by 20 feet, something like that. Bigger than most people's living room.
This is just a man's playground is really what we're on right now. People donated money so they could have a retirement home, a park, this biblical paradise in a way. They believed in this message that this was going to be the city for us to come and gather and celebrate Jesus and the Lord and His love and His mercy. But instead, it's just some rich guy's playground. What kind of letters would you get from people asking, they talk about the letters asking for help?
We used to get a lot of like, I can't pay my rent, I just lost my job. Like, here's a copy of my lease. Can you pay my rent for this month?
And how often would he help these people?
Hardly ever. On average, I would touch probably 8,000 pieces of mail a month. I maybe saw 3 or 4 that got helped.
Yeah,
Everyone else is, no, total.
In the 2.5 years?
Mm-hmm.
We're on Kenneth Copeland's private tarmac. Let's check it out.
From what I've seen here, it doesn't seem like there's much distribution. Like, you look at the revival capital of the world, what he's been raising money on for the last 44 years, the distributions all went to him.
Do you have any idea what kind of money the church was bringing in through this on a weekly basis?
I can't give you like an exact number, but I know they did several fundraisers a year that would reach $10 million. I think last I heard, like, Kenneth's personal net worth was like $760 million.
He's had planes since the 70s, and he's had jets since the 90s, and perhaps since the late 80s. But now he's got 2 private jets. They're owned by the ministry, and 2 twin-engine turboprop aircraft that are also owned by the ministry.
But the 3 things that he's missing are
The resort hotel for his parishioners.
Do you see that?
Nope. Kingdom Park, which looks like it got turned into a high-fenced deer hunting range
for him.
And then Wisdom Heights, which is an elderly community for people that donated. And we've heard from people that some parents donated hundreds of thousands of dollars thinking that they would be able to retire here.
So, do we have any proof that he actually did try and build the hotel or the park or the retirement home?
The retirement community I don't think there's any proof that he ever tried to build that. The hotel, he never tried. I've never seen blueprints. There was never sewer or water or electricity brought into the property to be able to build something like that. The park, there's a Frisbee golf course. He raised or generated $700+ million. A Frisbee golf course, I guess, is you could say it's a park.
Who are you guys?
We're all tithers. We were just trying to see the parsonage because we've never seen any documentation on it.
Why are you out here on the runway?
Because the gates are all open for us. We were just cruising around.
No, you cannot be out here. This is an active strip.
No, it's not. We know it's not.
No, this is active.
It has to be repaid.
It's active.
Listen, I get you're out here to expose stuff. I get that.
He was supposed to build all this stuff.
I'm aware. Listen, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you are on a private airstrip on private property right now, and I need you to leave immediately.
But we're paying members of the church.
If you don't leave, you're going to be criminally trespassed by the police. Get in your vehicles and leave now.
No, I want to ask him about the resort hotel, Wisdom Heights, and the Kingdom Park. Is the Kingdom Park the Frisbee golf thing up there?
Hey, that's a work in progress, so just don't worry about
all that. For 44 years?
It's a joke to you.
No, I think the joke is a guy pretending to be like the power of Jesus Christ is secretly bawling while all the promises he made seem to have not come to fruition.
Well, take us to the church and we'll go to the church.
Yeah, just go right out this gate.
We're going to go out this gate, guys, and head to the church. We're going to head to the church right now. Okay, pal. We're just a couple parishioners. Yeah.
Off the property, now.
What is that badge, just by the way?
Off the property.
Can I see what it is?
You want to see this? Off the property.
Whoa, dude, you just flash your gun? We want to see your badge.
No.
You did.
Jack crap.
You did.
Get off the property. Are you police?
What did you
or?
flash at us?
Doesn't matter.
You literally threatened us with your gun, dude.
Okay, look, he's doing it again. That's
No,
crazy.
I'm not.
We're unarmed. You are. Put your other arm up.
You
We're
do
unarmed.
not belong on the property. How did you get on the property? There's literally gates that you pull up to and they open.
No, there's not.
There is. How much do you want to bet? We rolled the whole
Yeah.
time. You got it. Please stop. What are you, how? Let me ask you, really guys, seriously?
Yeah.
What are you doing out here?
Like the church. We're members.
You go to church here?
Yeah. And we're tithe members.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me show my receipt. Receipt for what? I gave Kenneth Copeland $69. Okay, a considerable sum. Great. Doing that with the gun was a little nuts. Well, you know, when I get a call like this, what would you do?
What was the call?
The call is we got people on here that don't belong out here. That's what I got.
Gotcha.
So then when I pull up, I got a crowd of people, cameras flashing everywhere. What is going on?
Yeah.
And then you're on the runway.
Yeah.
We'll get out the runway.
Yeah, we'll meet at the church.
Holy shit. He someone threw his gun on us. That guy looks like fucking psycho.
Yeah, he was ready to fucking
Kill someone. Kill us for Copeland, dude? Yeah. Oh shit, it's gonna... Did you just impersonate a police officer? No, I didn't. What'd you flash at us? Shut the camera
What'd you
off. Flash at us? It is my badge for the job. Can you show me that? No, I already showed it to you.
But
And
we're
actually,
not.
that's probably more dangerous than a weapon, isn't it?
What? A camera? That's
Sure.
truth.
What? I know it is. Is this another?
It
Okay,
brings
guys, what do you want to ask? We were going with you to the church, but you pulled over. Yeah, I did. You noticed that.
These are the 6 pillars that Kenneth used to raise all his money. The resort hotel he promised, he did not build. Kingdom Park, he did not build. He built the radio and TV center. He did not build Wisdom Heights.
Where are we going?
I'm saying he committed fraud.
Allegedly. I think of all places you'd expect transparency, you would want it in a church. But the truth is, how KCM spends the donations it receives is something only they know, because churches are not required to file the Form 990, which is the financial disclosure form that other nonprofits must submit to the IRS. And the religion Kenneth claims to represent features its main character Jesus doing things like humbly riding a donkey into town and flipping over a table when men tried making money in the church, leading many to question, in what way does Kenneth's lavish lifestyle resemble anything remotely biblical? And furthermore, how is Kenneth allowed to enrich himself while completely being shielded by a tax code that was designed to protect genuine religious work?
The IRS has used 14-point criteria to categorize churches. And in the 80s, they were able to successfully prosecute a number of organizations that claimed to be churches that weren't, because they didn't have a membership that regularly attended the church. And nowadays, the IRS doesn't even want to investigate churches, and so Copeland's ministry is one of those that doesn't file a 990. So nobody knows, his donors don't know what's going on.
How is the IRS not looking into him?
That is a good question. I remember back in 2008, Senator Chuck Grassley attempted to do that. You know, in the United States, we have freedom of religion, and I'm grateful for that. But within, underneath that umbrella, you've got a wide berth there. If it's my religion to say, if you give me $1,000, God will heal you of cancer. If you're foolish enough to believe that, well, that's my religion. You agreed to it, so I'm covered. You can't come after me legally. You can't sue me.
So what are you here to do?
I'm here to point out a fraud.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Oh, well, I've got way more than this. I've got
I'm
more
sure you
data
do, then
than...
why are you here?
Because
if
we
you've
wanted to
got
go
everything
see.
you need.
Oh, I don't have everything. That's why I want to talk to George or Kenneth.
Okay, that's not going to happen today.
The only people that ever
Please
call me
tell
are
him to
lawyers.
shut the camera off.
I can't. That's his job.
Well, the next
We wanna
step
talk.
is for you to vacate the property.
I'm a paying member.
Yeah, I know. $69 or
No, that was
whatever
Tommy.
it
I
donated
donated
okay.
$69.
Whatever.
Yeah, but we paid for it.
I can show you the receipt. I paid $69 to this church.
And as of right now, you guys are criminal trespassing. We've asked you to leave. After this, you guys will no longer be allowed on this property. Period.
For how long?
Saying up to a year.
Up to a year?
A year?
Can we mark the calendar and visit you in a year? I think they'll mark it for you.
That guy did flash a badge and his gun at us. Okay.
I identified myself. We won't press charges if you invite us back into the church right now. Really? You're going to negotiate that on camera? I think that's fair.
Okay, so hop in your cars and head out.
See you next year, guys.
Yep. Take care, Steve.
See you next year.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Well, boys, we got our money's worth this Sunday. I think there's probably a lot of good things that happened at that church. You could tell there was a tight-knit community. There's a lot of love in the air. I'm not taking that away from these guys. What we are talking about, though, is when it's that much money on the line, it's fair to know
how that's being allocated, how that's being spent, and why things that he promised to people. Like, there are old ladies at their house that donated absurd sums of money to this guy, and nothing ever came to fruition. Hey, I'm gonna build you a retirement home. Nothing. In an effort to get both sides of the story, we reached out to Kenneth Copeland multiple times for an interview, but similar to Scientology, he typically does not do interviews because the results tend to be disastrous. But in the interest of fairness, I wanted to highlight the good Kenneth Copeland Ministries, or KCM, has done, and it was actually harder to find than I expected. I read through their 2024 report, and here were 3 major things that I found they celebrated. They distributed 84 million ministry materials, meaning things like books, CDs, and digital downloads. The report claims that they brought over 7 million people to salvation in Jesus Christ, and I learned that KCM has very strong ties with Israel and highlights donating surveillance equipment, security cameras, and tactical gear to their Israeli partners. Interesting. And after reading the report, most of KCM's charitable giving seems to be in the form of things like Copeland branded Bibles, sermon audio, and even a Copeland Christmas album, leading some to ask, is this really charity, or is this just self-promotion disguised as ministry? I'm here on the scene with private investigators. You guys have been looking into the Copelands for how long?
For several decades.
How do you think he came across the funds to get this kind of stuff?
Well, he already had the property when they discovered that when fracking was invented, and they discovered they had gas underground there. And so they started drilling in about 1995, and were hoping to be self-sufficient.
But do we know what kind of funds he used to buy this? Do you know if it was church funds or otherwise?
He raised funds for Revival Capital of the World in the 70s. Purchased the property. He says he got it for a steal. He flew over the property when he was flying back from Oklahoma, and said God told him that's going to be your property. And they discovered oil on it after they owned it.
I heard the Lord, I was looking across there. I heard the Lord say, see that tree right over there? And I said, yes, sir.
If you're looking at it from his point of view, God surprised him with the oil, why not use it, right?
Right.
Anything to add to this oil kingdom we see behind us?
Typically, when you have a nonprofit organization with drilling like this occurring on the land, it would be considered unrelated business income, because oil drilling has nothing to do with the ministry of the nonprofit organization. There's a form called a 990T for unrelated business income. It would typically be reported and taxed, but there's a crazy loophole in the law. If the property's paid for, they do not have to report it as unrelated business income.
If we were to look at all the people that have lived since biblical times to now, Kenneth Copeland would be in the top 0.00001% of lavish livers. I mean, there's kings that didn't even live like he does today.
And he uses those scriptures about Solomon, the riches of Solomon, to justify his wealth.
What if it's that same guy as yesterday just comes out and just starts firing?
I think that's the same. That's the same truck.
That's the same truck.
Is it?
And there's a helicopter right there.
Look at that. Hey, Kenneth! We need some answers! If you could speak directly to Kenneth, what would you tell him?
I'd tell him, pay your fair share of taxes and get out of politics.
Our goal was to storm Kenneth's private jet hangar and climb aboard his luxury aircraft. So we tracked down the place where his jets were stored, and this is what happened next. We found out that Kenneth Copeland is not using his own tarmac to store his jets, but he's using this one right up here. So we're gonna see if we can find a way into his tarmac to see what his jets look like. You ready for a mission?
Yeah, we're at the Alliance Airport. There's a private hangar over here that holds Copeland's jet. And then whenever his buddies fly in on their private jets, they're all just racked against this fence line.
This is the place where the famous TikTok clip about Kenneth Copeland speaking like a demon to that lady, this is the famous area.
Since he got a bigger plane, his main plane can't land on that small of a runway anymore, so he had to move here.
What we're looking at right now is something that very few people in their life will ever even get access to. We're looking at a private airport. This is where the ultra wealthy fly out of. And the thing is, some of those people here at this airport are megachurch pastors. Jesus told people to go out and sacrifice, to go out and give into the people, to go out and struggle and suffer. He had disciples that were on the road preaching that got persecuted, that got killed for spreading the message, living in great discomfort, living a life of sacrifice, living a life that they gave up everything they had for Jesus. You guys tell me in the comments, does that fly with you? Check this out, look what we got here. First parking space next to the door, EMIC, Eagle Mountain International Church. So this is where his fancy car parks. He goes in there for his jet. They paid a premium for this spot. How do you people give money to this man? I don't get it. I really don't. The question that comes to my mind is how in God's green earth does someone rationalize making almost $1 billion off the backs of their donors and their own church members when there are so many real issues in the world? Hunger, education, housing, mental health. That's what our church is supposed to do, is to help the community. But instead we have this son of a bitch who is just racking up the income. Again, I'm not calling his members stupid, but I don't understand it. How does it feel speaking right now? And would you say there is a climate of fear to speak out against Kenneth Copeland?
I mean, I'm scared, but that's just how I was raised, and I feel like it's breaking that tie.
Is there a real fear that someone would come after you for speaking out against him?
Potentially.
What is it that you want the people to walk away with after they see this episode on Kenneth, but also the bigger problem of misappropriation of funds within the church community?
There's a lot of issues in the system, in the religious system in America, but it has all the tools it needs to fix a lot of things too. American Christians are the most generous givers in the world per capita. They give more away to charity than anybody else. So that means that the Christian church has more resources than anybody else. It has more time than anybody else. So here's the crazy part. If reform was brought into the religious sector in America with these religious exemptions, the Christian church has enough resources, just if we stopped most of the theft in churches, to solve the top 30 global social issues, and it would affect no one's bottom line. You could change the world tomorrow.
The Apostle Paul makes an interesting statement in 2 Timothy 3, verse 13. He says that evil men and impostors will grow from bad to worse, deceiving and being deceived. Both of those dynamics can be at work in the same person. Kenneth Copeland is actively deceiving people. He knows that he has given many, many false prophecies. I would tell Kenneth Copeland to repent. I would say to Kenneth Copeland, Kenneth, I don't hate you, but I do hate what you do.
But if I could say one thing to Kenneth Copeland, it would be, dude, the church should be the most accountable, transparent organization in the world. It is the literal arbiter and voice of Jesus, or the manifested voice of that. And instead it's the darkest, shadiest sector in the entire economy.
My biggest single session win was $11,526,000. I don't know if you know, but I'm restricted everywhere. I'm not even supposed to be in this building.
What's the game you play?
Slot machines.
What's the most you lost in a night?
Around $300,000. Hotels in Las Vegas don't have balconies.
Because when people lose big, it's very tempting?
Yeah. Vegas is visited by some of the most powerful, wealthy, and elite people in the world. But because of that, also comes a lot of people trying to latch on and had made it a living to take what they can from those people.
We need a knockout, a tap, a submission. We win, that's $5,000 right in our pocket.
Today we explore the world of high-stakes gambling. So of course we head to Sin City, Las Vegas. This is a place filled with gambling and vices galore. But did you know it owes its roots to the righteous? That's right, the city's rise can be traced back to religion, more specifically the Mormons. In 1954, a Mormon banker named Perry Thomas broke tradition by approving bank loans for casinos when no one else would. Vegas went from a ghost town to a place that some would call a typhoon of dark money. Throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s, major casinos were secretly ran and controlled by organized crime families from cities like New York, Chicago, and Cleveland. And to this day, gambling remains one of America's most divisive industries. Last year, Vegas casinos pulled in nearly $9 billion. To them, it's about choice. They offer an escape, a thrill, and a good time. Critics, however, see Vegas differently, a predatory machine built to exploit addiction and desperation. To see into this world for myself, I assembled a crew of high-stakes gamblers and headed to a lavish penthouse that would serve as our headquarters for this operation. Folks, we're here in the midst of Sin City, Las Vegas. Temptation, gambling, There's dreams being sold. There's a place where hustlers hustle. I have to say, Vegas is a place I find a little bit depressing. It's like a consumerism, capitalism hellhole. Gambling is something that I've avoided largely in my life. In the traditional sense, I do believe you gotta gamble. Like I gamble on doing this. I gamble on real estate. I gamble on the stock market. So I guess in some ways, everyone gambles. The question is, where do you draw the line? So we're pulling into the Cosmopolitan. There's a man we're meeting by the name of Raja who has a suite somewhere up here. Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you. And where are you taking us right now?
Taking you up to my penthouse suite.
How often do you live like that?
Pretty much every casino I go to.
What attracts you to Las Vegas?
You know, I've just always gambled. I stared gambling when I was young, at 16.
What's the game you play?
Slot machines.
What's the most you won in a night?
$1,081,000.
Oh, I can't believe this! I just won $1 million! Oh my God!
What's the most you lost in a night?
Around 300,000. These are all their special suites. There's 21 special suites here at the Cosmo. By invite only. You can't even book these rooms.
So this is what the high life is like.
This is what it's like. So it's got a hot tub, massage table.
You take advantage of that?
You know, I never really get massages in the room. One interesting, really fun fact is, do you know why all the hotels in Las Vegas don't have balconies?
Because when people lose big, it's very tempting?
Yeah. I know, people personally who have lost everything, and then when they had the shooting on the Strip, that was a guy who lost all his money, went upstairs to his room, and unfortunately started shooting at people.
The reports that Haddock was gambling $10,000 a day before the massacre may be a clue.
Haddock checked into the hotel a few days ago and, according to sources, spent much of his time there gambling thousands of dollars at the casinos.
So, I mean, there's been tons of stuff like that. You know, Vegas is a show. It's a place to have fun. It's a place to have a good time. And, you know, if you go too deep down the rabbit hole, you could fall for it. But, you know, if you're focused and, you know, doing your thing and having a good time, then enjoy the ride.
Would you consider yourself a professional gambler?
I've had the last couple of years have been very good, and especially with winning $1 million. But I wouldn't say that long term and over the course of my life that the gambling's paid for everything I have. The influencing now that I'm getting paid for and the sponsorships and different stuff like that definitely is making a good chunk of my money. Slot machines are a set percentage.
It's pure luck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what your actual win percentage is?
Most of the machines in the casinos are set to about a 9-10% hold rate. You should win 90% back, but most people play into infinity, which they just keep going, so they're just gonna run out of funds at some point.
You seem like a smart guy. Choosing a game that's pure luck, why?
You have no worry in the world, and you don't have to make a decision. Just hit a button.
Mickey? You too, bro.
How are you?
Yeah, pleasure, man.
Nice to meet you.
This is Mickey Mace. He's one of gambling's most controversial characters. Some think he's one of the best gamblers in the country because, after all, he's gambled on behalf of massive hip-hop stars, and he also flaunts multi-million-dollar payouts from casinos. However, if you look at the YouTube comment sections, he's a heavily debated man. Many question the truthfulness of his claims and alleged conspiracies ranging from he's a paid Vegas insider to simply accusing him of misrepresenting his stories. I'll let you be the judge.
I don't know if you know, but you know I'm like restricted everywhere. I'm not even supposed to be in this building.
Why is that?
I've been banned from almost every casino in the world.
Because?
Well, I know it's for winning too much. Some of them have said it, and some of them won't. I made most money in Baccarat, second most in Blackjack, and I would say I probably play in the highest stakes PLO games in the world. My biggest single session win was $11,526,000.
How do you prove it?
Well, all my tax statements are out. I mean, we could log in all my tax records right now. Drake to Lil Baby to literally anybody you could think of come forward to verify that they've witnessed it happen. So all of these people come forward to verify. Not a single person can say they've ever witnessed the opposite.
Don't they want you to play high stakes?
Yeah, because they think you're gonna lose high stakes. My biggest loss was $8 million in an afternoon. Losing the $8 million was a very confusing feeling. And then it hit a certain point that felt helpless. But I also don't want to mislead people thinking that it's easy or it'll happen to them, because almost it won't happen to them. They're almost guaranteed to lose. And if they let me keep playing and didn't ban me, maybe eventually I would have gave it back.
Your origin story as a business is the spam king. You sent 100 million emails a day that were spam.
Allegedly. So back in the day, I was in the online advertising business. I got into email marketing, and I used to send out lots of 100 million plus emails a day, and then I got sued by Microsoft, the New York AG, MySpace. Did very well doing it, but I never broke any laws. I only broke terms of service issues is where most of the lawsuits stem from. Paid almost $20 million in fines. At my peak year, I did 108 million was my best year.
In 1 year?
Yeah.
This exact location of this drive-through that we're driving in, I got in a high-speed pursuit with $4.5 million in cash, and they used to do trunk checks there, and one of the security is how I got away from the guys chasing me.
Why were you in a high-speed chase?
I just won $4.5 million at Bellagio, which is across the street. And so to go this way on the strip, you have to cross and make a U-turn. And as we made a U-turn, I noticed that we were being followed from the valet at Bellagio. I told my boy stomp on it, he did. There's a truck behind us, stomped on it, followed us, and we pulled into here. And when we got to the trunk check, they saw all the cash in the back seat. So I just told security, I was like, yo, someone's chasing us, hold them up. And he gave us instructions. So if we stuck to the right there, it takes you to the employee parking lot. He told me how to navigate it to get out to Cobalt. And he's like, when you hit Cobalt, make a right and just get out of town. That's what we did, and we got away. So we're here at the Venetian. I've won more money in this building than any other building I've ever been in. I beat them for $15 million. And I'm actually kind of nervous being here. I also have not been back to this building, not even once, since I've been banned until right now.
We're here on spring break, so it's particularly packed. It's March Madness weekend, and people are moving and shaking in here. And it honestly blows my mind. My idea of a vacation is an Airbnb with no one near us, near mountains or woods. But this different strokes for different folks. And guys like Roger here thrive off an environment like this.
This is the one I got the $1 million on.
You want to try again?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it again. See if we can hit a jackpot. Most of the people who have hit the $1 million have done it. 80% of them have been on $25. Here it goes. That's a good hit. That made us a little money. 2 more. 1 more.
You'll stay here for how long at a time usually?
Until I'm happy, you know. Sometimes if I win a pretty good jackpot, I'll quit. If I don't hit something, you know, sometimes I'll go all in until I get it. I don't have a set time limit.
Were you ever married before?
No, I've never been married. I have twins. I have twin boys. Unfortunately, their mother passed away. One of my first fun experiences with them was both of them came in the casino and we all played together. But they don't really have a big interest to gamble. Haven't been into it. And that's a big problem for the casinos is that younger youth does not have any interest really in gambling on slots. It's just not something to do. They grew up, you know, playing online video games and so much other stuff.
Because I don't follow sports that closely, I didn't realize how massive sports betting has gotten. And this is how it all happened, folks. Previous to 2018, it was illegal across the United States. Then the Supreme Court made the decision to rule sports gambling to be legal, and this unleashed the floodgates. 38 states have since approved it as part of their legal commerce, and this has resulted in a booming industry that did $300 billion in 2023, which to put in perspective makes it more than 30 times bigger than that of the business of the Vegas casinos. And according to Siena College Research Institute, nearly half of men aged 18 to 49 have a sports gambling account. And furthermore, the average household that does sports betting loses about $1,100 a year. To me, those numbers are astonishing. Let me know in the comments if you think this is something we need to be concerned about as a society.
How much money are you willing to lose today?
We got it. We got it. Up to $1,198,000 I could win right now.
Now what do you have to do?
All I have to do is that.
I know who you are. I love you, by the way. Thank you. But they don't want you here, so we're just gonna.
That's baseball 2021. That's all. 21-21, you can come back.
21?
Yeah, man.
So 10 years?
No. 100 years.
100 years. I got a 100-year trespass.
Yeah, man.
Hereby warn you that you are trespassing property by statute 207. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe out there. Have a good day.
Sorry. Thank you. So I saw them like gathering, like pointing at me, and I was like, I know, you know.
Here's our property, so you guys go out.
Oh, we're not on. We're still on property.
Yeah.
This is the closest I'm allowed to come.
So any past here?
Yeah, they told me they'll arrest me if I come back.
Is 100 years a typical ban?
No one's ever used the number 100 before. They're like, you're banned, get out.
Have you ever played slots before?
Never.
All right, you know what? Touch that. I'm putting my faith in you. I don't think I've ever had that happen where I didn't get one extra ball. So we won $400. So not very good.
And how much did we spend to get this 400?
So we have 2,000 in the machine. So we're down right now about $760.
Is this fun itself, or because you've already made tens of millions of dollars in other business, you just can afford to lose?
I can afford to gamble from the money I've made from my other businesses, but the gambling and being an influencer now definitely helps to fund it.
For people watching this that might get into this, do you advise?
If you've never gambled in your life or played slots, I would tell you probably save your money. You're never going to win long term. Lucky Lacey, you ready to bring me some luck?
I'm gonna try.
What's the most you ever lost? The most I ever lost in a day was $300,000. For my birthday a couple of years ago, I did $5,000 spins. So I did 50 spins at $5,000 each. Plus I did 50 spins at $1,000 each to celebrate my 50th birthday. And unfortunately I lost, just during that session of 300 grand, I lost about $250,000.
What's the most you lost in a night?
It was between 3,000 to 5,000.
This is Lucky Lacey. She's a former exotic dancer and winner of 2016 Miss Nude Universe, and she's a friend of Raja's who also likes to play slots recreationally.
I tend to just take what I want to lose that day. So if it's what I would have spent a night out having fun, then I take that. And if I don't lose all of it, then that's a win for the night. If I lose it all and go to the ATM machine, then that's the only time I really consider it being a loss.
What's the most you've lost in one night?
20.
What was that like?
It was okay.
This is John Lillis. He's a former world champion American skier who has since moved on to become a full-time sports bettor. He and his partner Chris run a Discord chat for clients that want to copy their bets. They consider themselves sharp action bettors, which is a type of strategic gambler that looks for undervalued spreads in an effort to win bigger and more consistently.
Just like anything else with gambling, you build a tolerance to it, right? And if you know that you're lifetime up, or you're doing the right things and you're just catching a bad beat, or something doesn't go your way.
The one thing, like, to show you a bonus, we go down this game actually goes all the way down to 10 cents bet. I get $10 spin, so we just fast have it and see if we can get a bonus so you can see what it does. One freaking bonus here. Oh, this is big. We got the upgrade. This is big, so this is gonna upgrade us this wheel. We could hit this major right now for 12,000. We could hit that super grand for 167,000. This is big. One more. All right. So these are all gonna become wood houses now, and we're gonna get another spin. Oh, that's huge. Oh my God. We got our first gold hat right here now. So on a $100 bet on this machine, 2 nights ago, I won $51,000. We have a really good chance at a jackpot on this one. Oh, 750, that's a good one. So we did it, got a jackpot. Boom, 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 baby. 1,742.50. Wow, not bad. This is good.
So we just won a jackpot and a tenant's on the way.
Yeah.
Does this money mean anything to you?
Yeah, I feel like I got a little revenge for what we put into it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not life-changing. It's not gonna change where I have dinner at tonight. We can continue gambling a little bit more.
You do this as a professional?
Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you been doing it, and what is your ROI?
I've been gambling for a long time, right? Even in my early teenage years, playing poker, blackjack. I mean, I was the kid with the fake ID who ran to the blackjack table, and I came through it very organically. Since I've been tracking and posting and helping other people win and really tracking my action publicly for other people to see, where other people can actually track what I've done, I would say we are at about 3.5 years now with a 400% ROI.
If you understand how the sportsbook works and you understand how the public thinks,
you understand that the market moves based on what the public thinks is going to happen outside what the actual probability is. Every bet has a hold, and you can actually erase that hold by finding where the public is, and sometimes a line might move because of a reason, right? A key player might be injured, someone might be out, information might be coming in that a star player was up all night with his girlfriend and drinking or whatever and showed up late to practice. That all can come into it. But sometimes none of that stuff is a factor. It's just who is more favored. Because a lot of people bet with their heart. You will get more money by being on the other side of that bet.
And is this your career? This is your income?
Full-time job. What we do is, we do this every day. So we do have that secondary income stream of, there are a lot of people that are looking for an edge and they want to gamble, but they want to gamble responsibly and they want to
So people subscribe to get your picks.
We take serious bettors that actually want to treat it like an investment, that they're in it for the long term. We're looking at the UFC main event tonight. These two fighters have already fought before, a 3-round fight. They don't have a lot of finishes between them. Marvin Vettori, one of the fighters, never been finished. Because of that, 2-to-1 odds that this fight will go the distance. What we're betting is that this is going to be the fight that trend ends. We're going to go this fight to not go the distance. We want to see someone get knocked out before 5 rounds. How you guys doing? You got the UFC lines?
Oh, I have my biggest bet of the year going on this game right now. So if I start freaking out when Florida hits 91 points, that's why. I need Florida to hit 91 points by themselves. And 7 points in 7 minutes for Florida is pretty doable. So
I want the main event. I want to not go the distance. 1,800. So here it is. Here's a slip. We laid $1,800 to win just north of 4,500. We're looking at this fight, last fight of the night. We just need either fighter to end this thing before it gets to the judges.
Yes, let's freaking go, boys! Oh, that Alabama defense, I love them. They don't play defense, baby. That's the biggest cash of the year right there. 500 on Florida's team total at -110, so probably about 450 or so. And then I told the guys in the club to take it at 3 units. So whatever they normally bet, I told them to triple it.
I think Vegas could be really cool if you use it correctly. And I think the best form of using Vegas correctly is not trying to use it at all. I think if you come here allowing it to use you, that's how you get the best experience out of it. You don't come here trying to win. You don't come here trying to meet a celebrity. You don't come out here trying to get famous and make $1 million. You come here to have fun and piss a weekend off with your friends. So it's filled with a lot of smoke and mirrors for 2 reasons. 1, to take everything from those elite people, and 2, because without it, anyone who's in between working class and elite doesn't really have a way out.
Casinos didn't get pretty based on people winning money. So I think everything is set up mathematically. I don't think there's anything intrinsically that you couldn't find information-wise where you're being lied to. But I think things are probably psychology-wise led to make you spend more money. Everything is incentivized to get you to spend more. So if that's smoke and mirrors, then I guess, yes, that probably exists.
That's 100% true. I mean, if there is an advantage that someone can take, or a scheme that they can run, or a scam that they can get into, someone has found their way into it in Vegas, and it just is what it is.
To me, gambling is not that much different from alcohol, fast food, or video games. Done to an extreme, they can ruin your life, but done in moderation or not doing them at all, you should be okay. But my question is, what is it within some people that seems to compel them to take their vice to a self-destructive level? While some people can be disciplined and abstain from temptation, others seem to have a compulsive aspect to their nature. While I don't know why that is, what I do know is from top to bottom, from the music in the lobby to the scents that you smell in your room to the free drinks and much, much more, Vegas is a place designed to tilt the odds away from you being able to maintain your own self-control.
I think Vegas ruins lives. I think it causes more deaths, whether it be literal or spiritual and emotional, than almost any other place in the world. It's built on the sex trade. It's built on glorifying sex work and prostitution. Exasperates most people's weaknesses. Vegas is sold as an idea that all your dreams can come true and you can do anything you want and fix all these things, but the truth is, it's a hole and it's a trap. Every single thing you see here on the strip was 100% built on your money. This only exists because you lose. I don't think you should enter any form of gambling, especially Vegas, the mecca of gambling, thinking you're gonna win. If this isn't a testament to the billions and billions and billions of dollars that the people spent to have this built, we are in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. There's no reason a city should exist, let alone one as lavish and exciting as this. This is built on losers. Every day, everybody comes here to lose money. Don't be foolish and think you're gonna be the winner.
So here's the deal. There's one fight left. 25 minutes, 5 rounds. All we need is this fight to not go to the distance. No judges involved. We need a knockout, a tap, a submission, a disqualification. Anything of the above, we win. That's $5 grand right in our pocket.
What's going through your mind after the loss?
I'm never fucking betting a sports bet next to this fucking guy again.
So why not?
I'm a superstitious guy. He wasn't liking the play early, and you got to have good energy when you're gambling. You get the energy that you bring into it. So if you bring bad energy into gambling, if you ever see someone at a table and they got bad energy, run the other way, because the gambling gods will never look favorably upon bad energy.
Do you know any tragic gambling stories?
I know a lot of tragic gambling stories, from people's wives leaving them to them selling their houses and cars. Your comps, you have an automatic 30, sometimes up to 40% of spending power based on your theoretical loss. People call it theo. It stands for theoretical loss. It does not mean literal loss. As a matter of fact, you could win while still having theo. Every time you play, whatever they tell you your theo is, 30% of that number you can spend on anything you want on property.
So guys, there's a lot of ways to gamble in life. The ways I prefer to gamble, one is betting on myself. So this YouTube journey has been one big gamble that has finally paid off. But then real estate, stocks, really just the S&P 500. I believe it's a big mistake not to take a gamble on yourself. However, the question is, what is an appropriate gamble? One of the oldest rules in the book when it comes to gambling or even investing is only put down what you are comfortable losing. Where people really get into trouble is they bet the house on something. Why would you bet your house? That's where you live. I will never bet or invest. I would recommend investing over gambling, but invest what you can stand to lose. That's a age-old maxim that holds true.
What's the most that's ever been in your bank account at one time?
Million. Bought one of the biggest mountains in Georgia on 127 acres. We're gonna go check it out right after we leave here.
How the f did they do this? This is how you get monkeypox, dude. All right, today, folks, let's talk money. Let's talk $100 million. We're gonna be talking to a guy, Abraham Gray, an entrepreneur, investor, a whole lot of things, worth $100 million, and see what it's like to be him. But first, a message from our sponsor. As you guys might know with my wild content, YouTube has been demonetizing the absolute dog out of me. So when I say that this video has been made possible by the sponsor of today, HelloFresh, I mean it. If you want to invest into yourself, the first place I recommend is actually your body. So we got this wonderful pre-packaged ingredients from HelloFresh, and now we're ready to cook a delicious and healthy meal. Even a monkey like me could follow these 6 steps. So if you want pythons like these and a booty like this, you gotta eat healthy. Woo! Man, it smells so good that even Frankie Boy had to come by and see what this was all about. Sauce. Use the code on the screen for 65% off or click my link in description. Woo! Yeah! Big Daddy's in the kitchen right now. Hello Fresh! Woo! Bon appetit. Dinner's ready. And now, back to the episode.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Great to meet you.
Yeah,
Ooh, looking good in the shirt.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
When we were figuring out everything that we were gonna do, I was like, well, shit, let's make sure we can fit it all in the day.
Are all these images your brands on the wall?
Yeah. I actually have a bunch more we just didn't make it.
Come over here and look at these gloves. So this man, not only is he a businessman, but he also has entered the cage and tested his courage there. How many times did you make that walk?
6 fights.
Man.
But I was old when I started. At my first fight, I was 38.
So what made you wake up and say, I'm going into a cage fight?
Man, I just got into jiu-jitsu and I did karate my whole life. I was like, man, I just gotta get in there and just see how I
Test yourself?
Yeah.
I think a lot of winners I meet, there's this inborn thing is like you constantly have to put a hurdle in your own path
For sure.
to see how you do.
Yeah.
He does a lot of real estate, but also a lot of his businesses look like experience-based businesses where you go and have a good time. Putt Nation. Are you a drinker yourself?
I don't drink at all. I never drink.
Are you a sober man?
Yeah, I just never drink. I just don't like it.
Do you have any vices?
I mean, I like to work a lot.
Yeah.
I have this addiction to making money.
I'm putting in the title of the video, Day in the Life of a $100 Million Man. Is that a fair title?
In this business right here, Goldmax, I made $100 million in profit.
Abraham, is it true that you made your first million off of Beanie Babies?
I made my first million off of baseball cards.
Baseball cards?
But I made my first 10 million off of Beanie Babies.
What a niche market, man. This is fake money.
I have escape rooms, and in the bank heist room, we have like millions and millions and millions of dollars.
What do you think about rappers that are like always like...
I mean, that's their thing. If I was a rapper, I'd do the same shit.
Is there any flex you do or you feel like you're low-key about your dough?
I was super low-key about everything. I very rarely even posted on social media until 2019, 2020.
So some people would look at your position and say, you have all the wealth you need. Fame can be a weird thing to get into. Some people want to be rich but undercover.
Yeah. The more I do on social media, the more my businesses grow.
What's your average stress level throughout a day or a week?
I'm never stressed. I literally have no stress in my life, ever. I just know like whatever I can get to, and whatever I don't, I don't. Did you wrestle in college?
Yeah.
He's gonna be way quicker and he'll get a good start, but it's not gonna end good.
I think this confidence is good for his business, but I don't know if it's gonna work on the mats. Tell us what we're about to see right now.
We're in the main level of the house, and you want to go check out my gym and my movie room and some other cool shit I did, so we're gonna take the elevator downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, got it.
Oh my god, alright, so come on. Something was here when I bought the house, I put all this shit in. So basically, here's my gym. I used to train a lot here. Since I have my own gym, I just kind of go there. You guys can wear cage work, jiu-jitsu, karate. My wife uses it to work out. My kids do like karate since they were 3 years old. So
Massage room.
So yeah, so I get 2 massages every single week.
Now that's a luxury item that when I'm really banking in the bucks, I'm investing in that.
So they just come here every week, and
that's why your glutes are so loose?
You don't have a massage room?
Mm-mm.
So here's my movie room. So this is the coolest thing. So when I first bought this house, I was like, dude, I want to have like the coolest house out of anyone I know. And I know a lot of people have movie rooms, right? But very few people have concession rooms with a movie room.
Because big dogs gotta eat, right?
Hey. So I built this fake wall that looks like a pendant.
Certainly a UFC fan, I see, a fight fan.
Yeah, I like UFC. I have, basically all the different candies and drinks. My kids come here and rate it.
You charge your kids $6 for popcorn? Inflation's hitting this household hard, huh?
Plus tax. So our phones are gonna keep ringing.
Is this appropriate for children's movie theater, Abraham?
Dude, so my children, I curse like a motherfucker in front of them. I don't block anything out.
So first word they learned was probably f***.
Yeah, for sure.
How often do you actually use
this room? Before COVID, I used to have a ton of people come here every single month for all the UFC fights.
So building community is really important to you?
Yeah, for sure. And everyone that comes here is friends of mine, really from jiu-jitsu. I have other friends that, from real estate. So I built all this.
Wow, imagine watching a UFC night in this. How often do you take your elevator?
My wife and kids use it almost every day. I don't use it hardly that often.
How is it that your number gets leaked? Wouldn't you want your number a little bit more protected?
It's skip traced. He knows, right? I get anyone that owns homes, you can skip trace them and get anyone's number. And then basically what they do is these guys are just keep calling, trying to buy your homes. So because I own hundreds of homes, I literally get crazy amounts of calls.
Would you say you're a healthy eater?
I try to be.
I noticed the cookie jar is awfully low.
That's not me. That's my daughter is bad.
Yeah.
I tell my wife not to buy this stuff and she buys it anyway. I'm like, don't leave it in the house. But I really haven't been eating any sugar the last couple months. I got a few different stairs. This is one of them.
So you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
They're growing up in an extremely nice life. How do you deal with money around your kids? Do you plan on leaving them money? How do you navigate that?
I give them money for their birthday. That's pretty much about it. My older kid actually works at the karate studio as like a helper, and he gets paid to do that. My other 2 kids are too young to work, but they want to work and make money.
Let's just say you die on this earth with $100 million. How much of that would you leave your kids? How much are you putting into charity?
I have a will. It all goes to my kids in life.
I think it could be a great gift to be the son or the daughter of someone very wealthy, but also can be a curse, right? I'm guessing a lot of sons of really wealthy people are depressed and
100%.
I mean, how do you navigate that?
I mean, I'm basically going to be watching them, and as they grow up, what their attitude is. If one of them turn out not to be that good, then, you know.
You'll write them out a little bit?
I mean, I think you have to. Because it'll all be blown, and it'll go to something stupid.
If they come to you and they say, Dad, these new Yeezys just came out, can I get them?
I make them do something for me to get something.
Do they have to get their hands dirty at all? Like what?
Yeah, they do all the chores. They take out the trash, they fill up the water in the fridge, they pretty much do everything. Here's my bedroom.
You go to sleep looking at your security cameras? Is that ever...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that a comforting thing to fall asleep to?
I have a gate, so it's hard to get in anyway. I actually have double the amount of cameras as this. This is only half of them.
Like, I don't see a bunch of Jordans and Yeezys. Like, where would you say your splurges are?
I have the cheapest shit. If someone broke in my house, they'd be disappointed.
So you're not much of a materialist?
No, not at all. These are all gold IBJJF. I usually pretty much get gold or silver. This actually is a waterfall. I'm in here multiple times a day.
That's nice, man. Are you good at being able to just sit back and enjoy what you have?
Yeah, 100%. Jiu-jitsu I really enjoy. I enjoy just hanging out in the jacuzzi, chilling. There's a lot of things like self-care stuff I do, and I really enjoy and just relax and reflect on stuff. Rock climbing wall, zip line. This right here used to be like fountains and all kinds of stuff and concrete. I took it all out. I put a field here so we play ball.
We kind of got to see how your kids are growing up. What was your childhood like? What's your story?
My parents got divorced right before I was 2, and I ended up moving with my mom. I lived in like a 1-bedroom apartment with her from when I was like 2 till when I was like 9. We didn't really have shit.
I heard part of the backstory was that you were in and out of foster cares.
Yeah, when I was 12 years old, I didn't get along with either of my parents. From 12 to 16, I lived with a lot of different foster families.
Were you kind of a bad kid?
I was a very bad kid. And I was bad all through my early 20s.
Were they on the misdemeanor or felony level?
No, they're felony. When I got to high school, I was like the most likely to be in jail the rest of my life.
So you could have your own driver, but you just don't want to?
It's just not convenient. My wife helps me a lot. She'll drive just so I could like answer emails.
There's a strong sentiment in this country, say like eat the rich, no one should be super rich.
It's just jealous. The only reason why people don't like people is because they're jealous of them usually. And obviously as soon as they get rich, they don't feel that way anymore. And there's so many stories out there with people that were homeless that are now multimillionaires. I mean, Alex Rose, he was homeless like literally a year before I bought the program. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars now. I don't know if they cleaned it out yet. It might
so this was a hoarder house.
Yeah, let's go.
And that doesn't scare you away from a property?
No.
A house this small with 2 dumpsters is crazy. This is a place you really want to walk through with sandals on?
You don't want to. But
Golly fucking Jenkins.
this thing was like this high though.
Ew.
Can't be scared though, you just gotta do it.
Oh! How? How?
I just bought this house. Hold your... Oh shit, I didn't bring my flashlight. Just keep your nose closed because it's fucking cool. This is the master right here.
Hold on. Oh my gosh!
Bro, this is the master bedroom.
How the fuck did they do this?
I don't know.
This is how you get monkeypox, dude. This is the most disgusting property I've ever seen in my life.
How could somebody you gotta look.
Whoa, I don't want to follow.
See how crazy.
Okay, let's get out of here. And it's just all over their whole house. Oh! Abraham, when people picture what they think your life might be like, they picture glamour and glitz, and you have butlers, and there's dolphins in your pool at your house. You're walking through this.
I love this shit.
So you get down and dirty.
I love this shit.
I hope people appreciate the amount of work and what you have to be willing to do to be in this position. It's not easy. We just got done rolling, now we're checking out the rest of the gym.
I'm not gonna talk about what happened during rolling because some people ain't gonna wanna know.
Old dogs have tricks,
This is our personal training area. We have all kinds of weights that you could possibly want. We have boxing classes at the end.
Wow, sauna in the gym, huh? Oh man, if you want to relax, you want to cut weight, this is a great place.
It's a great place to cut weight.
Wow, look at this.
So this mural was actually done by someone that used to work at Sherwin-Williams next door. It took him like a year to do all this. He did it by hand. It's crazy. So this is my shopping center, one of my shopping centers.
So guys, Abraham has this entire strip right here. Gym, furniture store.
This is the arts and crafts studio and a axe throwing location. Blue Belt that owns that. He rented it from me.
That little coffee shop. So this is his axe throwing gym.
You got it, man. First, bullseye. There you go, bullseye. All the way back and lean forward and swing it right past the hip. Oh, nice. There you go, bullseye.
All right, guys, we're gonna edit out all the 74 times before that.
Okay, let's go. When I bought this shopping center, I didn't want anyone to mess with me. So what I did was I bought 3 houses in the neighborhood. I bought the next 3 houses. So I own all the houses. They're friends, so I'm renting them cheap. I'm renting them for like $2,000 only. They would rent for closer to 3, but they're friends of mine. I take good care of it. I know I can do whatever I want. They're not going to bother me, so it just works out for everybody. This is an arts and crafts studio. I got this idea from Paint and Sip. Those were like crazy popular. I knew some people making millions of dollars on Paint and Sip places, but I couldn't open up a Paint and Sip. There were just too many of them. I was like, you know what? I don't think people really give a shit about painting. I think they just like going to hang out, being able to bring your own food and drinks.
All right, so Abraham, you do a lot of different types of business. Is there anything you sell? Like, would you sell cigarettes? Would you sell painkillers? Would you sell anything that's...
I would sell anything that's legal. If it's not legal, I wouldn't mess with it, but if it's legal, I would mess with it.
So gambling, nude videos?
Of course.
Doesn't matter if they're smoking cigarettes, eating 17 cheeseburgers in a day.
I think it's stupid for people that do that, but it's their choice if that's what they want to do.
And someone's gonna make money off of it, might as well be you.
100%.
Let's go eat lunch.
Big dog's got to eat.
So we're here at a cryotherapy place.
This will wake you the f up for sure, and you're gonna feel so good. And on the ride to the mountains, you're gonna be happy we came here.
We gotta be awake if we're visiting a mountain that this man owns.
Bought one of the biggest mountains in Georgia, 127 acres. We're gonna go check it out right after we leave here.
How often does a mountain get listed for sale?
Not often.
And then when you're ready, we'll just knock on this door and we'll freeze you. What song are we doing?
You know the song Cash Out by Little Toe?
He wants to get lit. You're gonna be at negative 220.
Okay.
He's like rocking.
So many rounds, I don't need to hang. So many clips, he could get a tape. Dope boy fresh with a steak on me. Dope boy fresh with a steak on me.
The second time you put on was the shit.
So how'd you like it?
I feel good.
Yeah, it's crazy refresh. Crazy refresh.
I feel like I could just like
go again. We could go roll again.
Yeah.
No gi this time. He's like the gi.
I'm charged up.
Feel good afterwards.
Okay, let's go to a mountain, huh?
Let's go to a mountain. Tesla's charging station.
So, what are the simple pleasures in life that you enjoy?
I really enjoy when a deal happens. That's really, I get like super, super happy and I feel like, wow, I just accomplished something. Anytime I accomplish something, I really get like a joy out of that. And of course, you know, hanging out with my wife, hanging out with my kids on the weekends and when I have time.
Sounds like you don't get as happy or as excited about normal things.
I don't give a shit about most stuff that people will get happy about. It just doesn't like do a whole lot for me.
Do you feel like that is one of your secrets to being able to win, is that you were kind of singularly obsessed with closing a deal, and the other distractions that most people would fall into, you don't fall into?
100%. So the things that used to disappoint me when I was little, that I used to stress about or be unhappy about, were like when I expected something or wanted something and I couldn't get it. So now like I just don't ever expect anything, ever want anything, and when I do get something, I don't get that excited about it because I didn't expect it, I didn't care about it, and when I don't get it, it doesn't really affect me in a bad way.
So you don't have a roller coaster emotional compass. I'm so
flat.
What about the birth of a child?
Yeah, like it's crazy, but it doesn't do that much for me. It's crazy.
Losing your virginity.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Do you wish you could feel more of that for the simple joys of life?
Not really, because I do feel good a lot of times, but it's just I always feel good. So it's like I'm not like ever on a crazy high, but I'm always above average. So it works for me.
Do you ever picture retirement? Like, do you ever picture you're just relaxing?
I feel like I'm retired. Because what is retirement really? Retirement is when you get to do whatever you want and don't have to feel committed to do something. There's nothing that I have to do right now that I have to do. Like if I wanted to say, look, I don't want to look at deals anymore, I'm done. I never have to look at deals. I only do it because it's fun.
But it's hard for you to relax.
That relaxes me. Like doing these deals relaxes.
If you don't do anything, do you become stressed?
Yeah.
Intense?
That's the only time I ever become stressed is when I am not doing stuff. When I go on vacations and I'm gone for a week, man, that would be probably the only time that I even get like, I wouldn't say stressed, but like close. Like I'm like, What am I missing?
You're an interesting man, Abraham Gray. Okay, so this is the business that did $100 million.
I had over 300 locations of these all across the country. This was one of my first 2 locations that I ever opened.
What kind of money was this doing when it was at its prime with you?
I was making $100,000 a month in profit just off this one location. What's up? I've seen you forever.
How do you screen people to see if they rob stuff to bring it in, or?
Report everything we purchased to the police department.
Everything has to be reported, and then they come and look at everything. And if anything matches a robbery description, they'll come and take it. Crazy thing about diamonds is, literally, it's probably worth 1/3 of what retail.
Diamonds a dirty business, isn't it?
Very, very. We set up, we put some big signage out, and before you knew it, people were just coming in, selling us gold, and just making a crazy amount of money. You want to check the back out? Look at this. There's money. I ran 20,000.
There are a lot of people out there that listen to this. They hear about all the businesses you have. $100 million sounds so unattainable. If you started over at 0 right now, what would you do to get to $100,000? Some people would just be happy with $100K in the bank.
It's impossible to get to where you want to get day one. Like, people are like, how'd you have 300 stores? It's impossible. I would have failed if I did 300 stores. I did 2 stores. And then from 2 stores, I went to 5, from 5 to 10. If your goal is to have $100,000, make $2,000, then make 5, then make 10, then make 20, then make 50. And then before you know it, you'll be at 100, but you're not going to make it right away.
There's 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now, and we need to find a way to create wealth. What would you tell those people?
They got to figure out what they like doing, and they got to figure out what they're good at, and they need to figure out a way to make money at what they like doing and what they're good at, and to go after it. Anyone could own a business. Anyone could do this stuff. Like Jimmy, who owns this business that probably does really well now, he worked for me for years. He grew from working at the front to being a manager to owning the store. As long as you care enough about progressing, if you're trying to get it overnight, you're going to fail or do something crazy, because that's basically asking for a disaster. So look at all this. This is all...
Are this ancient Indian
I have no idea.
medieval weapons? Or?
That's probably a sex toy. But you go on eBay and that's, yeah. This is...
That's $200,000.
Well, I hear the mom's calling.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. I had no interest in buying anything this far away from Atlanta, and when I came here, I was like, dude, I gotta buy this. They're painting it. They're all built in the 18s and 17s. The oldest one is 1775. What's that one? The stagecoach. So it actually has slave quarters in it.
Oof. So we're at the base of the mountain right now. You're developing these for Airbnbs right now.
How many does this sleep right here, Stacey?
About 50.
That used to be a hotel that some of the 3rd vice president of the United States stayed in. So the mountain's like way the up there, like it's like crazy far up. This is the oldest one, 1775. These are like, we're gonna put stuff like this all through all the cabins. These are like the actual tools they used to build it, like the actual nails. That's what they used in the 1700s. People were short back then because there's a lot of short doors. So yeah, the slave quarters is up here. So the slaves, they made really shitty quarters for. We're gonna leave. And this is where they all stayed. If you go up there, 1775.
We weren't even officially a country yet.
No, this is a year before we were officially a country is when this was built. And this is South Carolina, so this was in the Confederate States. So they had the slaves the longest.
But look, they can't even stand up to do anything.
No, they can't stand up. They didn't care about them. They made it as cheap and as easy as possible for them.
Imagine being like, oh, I'm going to bed after I worked all day and I can't even stand up. That's bullshit, man. Yeah. It's a good thing we had the Civil War, huh?
Yep. Let's go to one that's almost finished, and then we can go up to the mountain.
Abraham, how many construction projects do you have running at one time?
A lot. I'm not even sure how many. I know that I have a few hundred homes. I probably have at least 10% of them under construction, so at least 30. Yeah.
On this property alone, at any given time, there's like 40 people that work on this property.
So how many people do you employ through all the businesses you do? Like, how many people have a job because you are alive?
Well, it's probably close to 1,000. It's probably at least 800. But when I had the gold business, I mean, it was in the thousands.
Is that something you take pride in, like the fact that many people have a job because you are moving and grooving and doing your thing?
I get really close to a lot of people that work for me, especially people that I see on a day-to-day basis.
Sir, is a firearm for animals, for humans, or a little bit of both?
Bears.
Animal. There's bears.
Is there a big bear that lives around here? Have you met him personally?
Yes, I have.
Is he a fine man or no?
He took off running the other way when he realized I was there.
How many people can say a 600-pound bear runs from them? This guy.
This is one of the smallest ones. It's a 1-bedroom.
So a mixture of rustic and luxury, kind of.
We're trying to get a lot of rustic on the outside and then like the walls, but like we want people to have luxury when they come here, so they want to keep coming back.
Do you ever stay in the places that you own?
100%. When we first get these ready and get these open, me and my partners are going to stay for like at least a week or a week and a half in every single unit for a few days to make sure that they're all good, because that's the only way that you know.
You yourself are going to stress test the unit.
I'm going to myself stress test these, yeah, for sure. And it's a nice getaway. It'll be fun. There's a lot of stuff to do here.
You'll take the kids, have a good time?
100%.
Is that a mosque or a church?
It may be hard to tell for people, but the mountain that he owns is there, and we're gonna see it once we're at the top because it's kind of disguised by all the trees. Wonderful truck over here, got us to the top.
I just bought a Tesla. I think I should get it this week.
You have a Tesla. What makes you want to get another one?
I want a brand new one, a 2020. So the reason is because my car can't make it all the way here to this mountain and back home on one charge. The new Teslas can make it here, back home, and then probably here again. So,
Also, watch your ankles here. There's a lot of snakes.
so we're on top of a mountain. Like we're like a fucking mile above where we just were. So we're on the top of the mountain right here. We're on top of Trembly Bald. We're above almost any single place in Georgia you could be right now.
You pretty pumped?
I don't get that excited, but it's kind of cool.
I'm excited. I've never met anyone that owns a mountain yet, so
yeah.
That's a check in your hat, huh? Because I'm a pretty good source of mountain knowers, you know what I mean? I think this is a good time to end the episode on some Instagram questions from the audience. So thank you guys for all the questions you submitted on Instagram. First, how has money impacted your social life?
So I actually had been with my wife since 1997. So relationship-wise, it hasn't really impacted me. But as far as all my friends and stuff, I actually hang out with mostly all the people that I do jiu-jitsu with or all the people that I do real estate with. Nobody would know anything about me other than I'm just a regular guy. If you saw me on the street, what would you think?
I think borderline metrosexual, but pretty cool.
There you go. So
what do you think the most lucrative avenue is that you can go into to make money?
So I think the two best ways to make money is definitely in real estate and in business. Now, I've made most of my money in business, but I've made a ton of money in real estate. Save up some money with real estate or save up some money with just doing some odds and end jobs, save it, invest it, and then definitely at some point you need to own your own business.
What's a downside to being a $100 million man?
So honestly, there is no downside at all. I can do whatever I want. I work because I have fun doing it.
That's a blessing for sure. How'd you make your first million?
When I was younger, I collected baseball cards, football cards. I turned 15, I started selling them. I was making around $50,000 a year when I was 15, then I was making 100 when I was 16, and every single year I made a few $100,000 more and more and more. I was actually able to save $1 million by the time I was 19.
Wow. What's the worst purchase you ever made?
I bought costume stores and different things like that I didn't really know what I was doing when I was doing due diligence in my early 20s, and those ended up not being so good. I lost multiple hundred thousands on some of those. As far as real estate goes, I bought some properties back in 2007, 8. Probably been a few properties back when the market turned that I lost over 100,000 plus on each one. I'm buying so many that the amount that I lose on is so small that it's worth taking the risks.
Have you ever been asked to be someone's sugar daddy?
I never have, never interested. Married, I have 3 kids. I've been with my wife for 26 years, but thanks for the offer.
Would you rather have all of your wealth right now or go back to being 20 years old and broke?
Knowing what I know now, for sure.
You don't enjoy your place in life so much that you just say, I'm good?
No, because instead of making $100 million, I could have made $1 billion.
And so what?
Psychological. Like if there's somebody better than you, you always want to better yourself, but you always want to see if you can get to these other people's levels.
Okay, let's say you're number 1 in the world. Then what? You happy?
I'm happy whether I have the amount of money I have now. I'm happy whether I had half of the amount of money I had now. It's nothing to do with happiness. It has to do with there's something in you that if you don't progress every single day or every single month, you just don't feel as good about yourself.
Do you even check the prices of things when you buy it?
Never. I haven't checked prices on almost anything in so long. The only thing I will check prices on if I buy a new car or when I'm buying homes.
To make sure you're not getting screwed.
Yeah, just cause when I buy a home, I'm doing it for investment, so I want to make sure that I'm buying it so I can resell it. As far as anything like hotels or food or entertainment or massages or whatever it is, I could care less. It's irrelevant.
What's the most that's ever been in your bank account at one time?
$10 million, $15 million. It's really, really stupid to keep a lot of cash at any time in your bank because you're just not making any money with the money in your bank. I keep way less than that now. Never have more than $5 million. It would be a lot right now just because it's stupid.
Mr. Abraham Gray, it's been a fascinating journey in your world, seeing all sorts of things that you are up to. And I think you have a great story that you can start with zero in your pocket. You can make something of yourself in this country. You can be an investor, an entrepreneur, a business owner across many different fronts. And I think you can too at home if you apply yourself the right way.
Anyone can do it. Like all the richest people I know, or all the rich people, friends that I know, were broke and they made it all themselves, but without being handed anything to them. It's just a matter of really wanting it and figuring out something that works and then building it to whatever level that you want to build it to.
Sir,
yeah.
Pleasure. How would you define Scientology?
A family-destroying human trafficking cult. When you die, it's just your body that died. You as a Thetan just jump into another body.
So I was born in Scientology. From the very first breath that I took, I was in the billion-year contract.
Pledging themselves lifetime after lifetime for 1 billion years.
Pat Harney, you gotta relax. This is public, right? You open it up. All are welcome.
Whoa. Wait, where is the private property line?
You need to leave right now.
Don't touch
private
me.
property.
Don't touch me.
It's private property. You need to leave right now.
How's the Sea Org treating you? We can help you get out if you want to.
Yeah, get out.
Don't
You're
push them.
trespassing.
Where's the line?
Okay.
Where's the line?
Pepper spray. Now you get out or I'm gonna use it.
Before I begin exposing one of America's most notorious cults and reveal to you what they do behind closed doors, first let's get you up to speed on what this religion is. Scientology is a religion that was started by L. Ron Hubbard, a man who also happens to have the Guinness World Record for being one of the most published science fiction writers of all time. It's a bit of a complicated religion, so bear with me, folks. It's based on the premise that a galactic overlord named Xenu brought billions of beings to Earth millions of years ago, chucked them into volcanoes, exploded them with bombs, and created creatures called Thetans, which essentially is this invisible spirit that attaches itself to you and is responsible for all of the negative things in your life, ranging from anxiety, addiction, emotional pain, and more. And the only way to remove these pesky Thetans from your body is to follow L. Ron Hubbard's foolproof process. His methods involve paying boatloads of money to the church for courses called auditing classes, and even signing yourself up for a lucrative billion-year contract to the church. This cult has a shocking list of charges against it made by former members who allege the following. From the age of 2 on, you sometimes saw your parents only once a week.
Yeah.
I remember we had one nanny, she was like 16 years old and she was like stuck with like infants, like
it was, that whole thought process pretty much just stopped at the point where I was like, I don't know what to do about this.
In order to investigate this religion for ourselves, we head to Scientology's 2 main hubs, Clearwater, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. What we find is a world guarded by secrecy. We have numerous clashes with church security, we hear heartbreaking stories from former members who were born into the religion, and we observe how Scientology has put a stranglehold on the city of Clearwater. Folks, truth is the most powerful weapon we have against lies, manipulation, and corruption. This is what Scientology does not want you to see. Folks, before I stick my boot up Scientology's ass, I got an announcement for you. These sweatshirts that have sold out many times, we finally restocked. We also have a gray version right here, a new colorway, and also one of my favorite t-shirts we ever made from the Underworld collection on the website, TommyJimMcGee.com. See you guys there. Between Clearwater and Los Angeles, this is where Scientology is primarily located. We're going undercover to start this operation, and we'll be boots on the ground here in Clearwater, Florida. These guys get $50 a week? Yeah. They need a union in Scientology, huh?
It feels like we're in like a nuclear testing town, almost.
But look, like the Scientology people on the roof right there, maybe trying to sign a $1 billion contract to Sea Org for $50 a week.
I have been helping people who have been abused or defrauded by Scientology.
This is Mark Bunker, a journalist, activist, city councilman, and Clearwater resident who spent over 2 decades fighting against Scientology. While many others would fold under the harassment and intimidation campaign that the church used on him, he has refused to be silenced. We pick him up and drive around Clearwater, and he helps us navigate Scientology's territory. Is there a place where a gathering place where they want to bring me in to tell me more about it?
There's a welcome center. This is the Hacienda Gardens, and this is where the Sea Org members live. They sign a billion-year contract to work for Scientology. The trees are going to cover up one area, or level until, boom, right here. Apparently, Miscavige lives behind those trees.
We would be kept up all night and sleep for a few hours under our desk. Basically, any little sense of joy that you had, there were people marching around trying to take it away.
My name is Jenna Miscavige, and I was born and raised in Scientology, and I left when I was 22 years old.
This is Jenna Miscavige. She was born into Scientology and is the niece of David Miscavige, the man who seized power of the church in 1987 after L. Ron Hubbard died and has ruled the church with an iron fist, allegedly, ever since. This is kind of like if Kim Jong-un's niece fled North Korea, lived to tell the tale, and we got to interview her. In Scientology, her life was tightly controlled. She endured intense indoctrination, physical labor, and emotional emotional manipulation. Here's what she had to say.
When I was 9 years old, I did what Scientology calls a purification rundown, where I had to be in a sauna for 5 hours a day. Yeah, and I would get like bloody noses even, but you have to keep going until you achieve whatever it is they want you to. Like, you have to voice something that's the result of that program, or else you have to keep doing it, basically.
My name is Serge. I grew up in Scientology.
And after surviving a period of horrific neglect as a child, the church began to groom him to be a rising star of their auditing team. Auditing, by the way, is one of the main exercises of this religion. It's the practice of someone getting relentlessly questioned until they are able to release painful or traumatic thoughts that they may be holding on to, believing that once they do that, they can free themselves of this negative baggage they are holding on to. This is his account of what he experienced.
The kids go from the very bottom of the org board, which is like the maids, the ones that are like 14-year-olds doing the beds of the adults that are booking rooms at the hotels, right? They recruit all the little young ones because they can have them do anything.
As a 12-year-old, basically, they put me into full-time training. So I was basically studying full-time. In Scientology, they would just call it an auditor. And then at one point that switched where I changed to be training to be the person who trains auditors.
This is Aaron Smith-Levin. His mom got him into Scientology at an early age, and after being pushed to drop out of public school at only 12 years old, he spent most of his waking hours working for the church. Now all grown up and free from the cult, he is one of Scientology's most active critics, known for his YouTube channel Growing Up in Scientology.
I worked full-time for Scientology from the age of 12 to 26. I was taken out of school to work full-time for Scientology. I never went to high school. I don't have a diploma or anything like that.
Aaron's brother and I become like these like child prodigies that David Miscavige and Shelley were very obsessed with because we completed the metering course and got a license. We were the first kids that were able to read the e-meter.
For reference, an e-meter is a sort of primitive lie detector that Scientology uses during auditing sessions to see if you are telling the truth. If an e-meter indicates to an auditor that you may be hiding something, even your darkest secret, you will be questioned again and again and again until you reveal that thought.
Perfectly on a video and get a pass by Shelley Miscavige, which was like the biggest deal in the world at the time.
You weren't just born into any family in Scientology, the Miscavige family. Of course, in attempting to get both sides of the story, we sent multiple interview requests to Scientology to speak to David Miscavige or a media representative. But due to the disastrous feedback they get when they do speak publicly, the church quite simply does not do interviews. In fact, David Miscavige has only done one interview with a journalist, with Ted Koppel back in 1992.
You realize there's a little bit of a problem in getting people to talk critically about the Church of Scientology because, quite frankly, they're scared.
Oh, no.
And since then, and for over 30 years, he has been radio silent except for totally scripted and bizarre Scientology-made media that looks like this.
Whatever you have heard, if you haven't heard it from us, I can assure you, we are not what you expect.
For a man that rules Scientology like a big tough guy, little David folds like a lawn chair when it comes to any sort of accountability or questions from the public. But there may be a reason for that. Here are some of the allegations against David.
You have written a whole book about your son, and you've called the book Ruthless.
Yeah. A very, very aggressive style and a tendency to violent outbursts that are physical in nature.
And to give you an idea of what type of guy he is, just look at what he did to his own parents that left Scientology. He and the church published hit piece websites about his parents, claiming his dad to be nothing more than a pots and pans salesman who punches his wife, and also adding that he lied about his book, saying that he was not in prison, he was not starved, and he did not have to escape from the church. And then he made his stepmom out to be a lying gold digger who wants to exploit her stepson for fame. My guy Keegan did some digging and found out that after David's parents escaped the church, they eventually settled down in West Allis, which is only 10 minutes from us in Milwaukee. He FOIA requested West Allis police records and found that Scientology paid a private investigator 10 grand a week to tail his dad and give hourly reports on his activities and whereabouts. This private investigator was found with a gun, silencer, and over 2,000 rounds of ammunition in his trunk. Stalking people with private investigators is allegedly a favorite tactic of this lovely church and shows you just the tip of the iceberg of how much Scientology tries to ruin your life if you leave the religion or try and speak out against them.
I don't know how many people they squeeze into one apartment. 8 to 12, I believe.
From the outside, it looks like a normal Florida apartment complex. What they are is 2 and 3 bedroom units where you've got like 4 bunk beds in the living room, 4 more bunk beds in each bedroom. Like you could be fitting like 15 people, easily 15 people into a unit. Like it's illegal.
They'll charge you for the apartment, for the food, for this, that, and the other thing. So if you leave, there are people who leave with $100,000 bill or more.
So I was born in Scientology. From the very first breath that I took, I was in the Billionaire contract wrapped up because my parents had been recruited to go to the AF. My parents are from North Mexico. I grew up in appalling conditions. In Mexico, the cadet org was disgusting. It was like 100 kids. I remember we had one nanny. She was like 16 years old and she was like stuck with like infants. Like my sister also grew up there. And I remember still like her being in a crib, you know, like with full of urine, like no care for the babies at all.
Folks, we gotta emphasize what we just heard because it's so crazy. Imagine this, dozens of babies in a room, many of them crying, needing to be held, sitting in their own dirty diaper, and just one overwhelmed teenager caring for them, allegedly. It's sickening, and the reason, allegedly, this is done is because good old L. Ron Hubbard basically believes that babies should be treated like adults and they don't need any special sort of care or attention.
From the age of 2 on, you sometimes saw your parents only once a week.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
So my parents worked for Scientology's most dedicated group called the Sea Org, the Sea Organization. They signed a contract pledging themselves lifetime after lifetime for 1 billion years to servitude to Scientology. It meant that they worked like 115-hour weeks. They got little to no time off.
Kids that were born into the Sea Org were taken care of by nannies. They didn't see their parents. They were lucky they saw them for an hour a week.
What are the benefits of doing all this? Why would someone devote their life to this?
When you're doing it, you think that you're dedicating yourself to an amazing cause. You think that you're like saving mankind, and it's sort of like the greatest purpose you could have.
And our parents were in this mission to save the world, right? It's like they're all like stuck in this like, you know, job that they were doing for Scientology that they were prioritizing over their newborns, basically.
Well, they really believe they're saving the planet. This is like a mind control factory.
We wanted to get our feet wet with Scientology, so we went to their welcome center where they were selling the Diagnetic books, and I happened to know after doing some research that a lady named Pat sat at the front desk and she was actually a media liaison. So I thought she'd be a good person to talk to. Here's how this mission went.
Good morning, good morning. Oh, I'm a travel vlogger.
No filming.
Oh, I'm just a travel vlogger.
Stop filming in here, please.
Pat Harney, you gotta relax. This is public, right? You open it up to all are welcome. L. Ron Hubbard. And who is L. Ron Hubbard?
He is a science fiction, Western fantasy author, born in 1911 in Tilden, Nebraska. He is a guy who lived an amazing life, but was a pathological liar and a con man. He basically created Dianetics as sort of this like poor man's psychotherapy, and then a few years later created Scientology.
Hey there, how you doing?
This is a private property.
I'm just trying to buy a book, sir. And why does no one here answer questions?
Might come over here.
Can I buy a book first?
This is private property. You can, but you can buy it out here.
Are you like a leader here?
Can you please come outside?
Are you a Sea Org member?
Can you please come outside?
I will come outside if you can answer like 3 questions. I would love to come outside.
Come outside, please. This is private property.
Hey, L. Ron. All right, Pat, have a good day. I wish we could have talked more, honestly. Hey, guys, they're not really open to the public anymore. We have their Agent Smith coming.
Can you come up?
Oh, no. Agent Smith, what got you into Scientology? Oh, sorry, I'm just...
Can you watch out, sir?
Hold on, I'm standing still. He's taking a picture. I'm trying to pose. I don't want it to be a blurry photo. The Hacienda Gardens, what time do you think I should be by later? Like, did you guys do cookouts or anything like that?
Yeah, something like that.
I bet you guys would actually enjoy...
Check out our website. Check out our TV channel, okay? Fantastic.
All right. They answer no questions. I wasn't allowed to buy the book, which I was genuinely, I would have bought the book. I met Pat at the front.
Pat is the PR person here.
Oh, she's the PR person. No one would answer even one question.
Of course not.
Next, we went to the infamous flag building to see if we could infiltrate and see what was going on inside. Unfortunately, a call to the Clearwater Police Department had already been made, and as soon as I touched the doors, I turned around and saw the police waiting for me. Looks like the police may have been called and are following us.
There was a call on a van, a suspicious vehicle, so.
A suspicious vehicle?
You guys can film all you want, but just don't antagonize them, I should say. Otherwise, they're gonna do a criminal trespass on you. So that means if you step foot on any of their property, you go to jail. It's silly.
But right now, I'm really just trying to talk to one Scientology member that'll answer.
Good luck.
What is it like living in a city that's dominated by Scientology?
It's horrible. When we see them, they're marching in line like zombies, you know, down the street.
What do you think about them owning $200 million worth of real estate?
I mean, if that's what they want to do and they're not hurting anybody else, as long as they're American citizens.
Well, they bought that whole block, 2 blocks, I believe, and across the street, too.
They pay their taxes.
They're tax exempt. If you own...
No, well, I disagree with that. Elon Musk needs to get on that. It needs to be looked at, investigated, and someone to make a good decision on that, and that's going to be President Trump.
Nobody knows anything.
Is the town trying to do something to...
The commissioners are, but what can you do?
Scientology started secretly buying up all the property downtown here in 2017.
I was working in the hotels, I was doing demolition, I was doing construction, I was doing HVAC, and I was there with several hundred kids from all over the world. I was working 7 days a week, 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, 365 days a year for 4 years.
So a lot of it was training, a lot of it was cleaning, and we did like laundry and clean the rooms of executives, so they would like inspect with a white glove to make sure that we didn't miss anything.
Tom Cruise gives all credit to Scientology for his success. Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise because he's Tom Cruise, not because of Scientology.
Every single window is closed. Every single blinds that you could see into is closed at a certain level until it ends. They're a very don't look in here type of a place. What was going through your head when your parents decided we're going back into it?
Since my whole entire family was connected to it, it never left us. So we were still kind of like exposed
relatives
to
were into it
my
as well.
relatives, all my aunts, all my uncles, all my cousins, everybody. I signed a billionaire contract and now I'm there for the rest of my life. And my pay was gonna be $50 a week. So I was like, oh damn, I'm 10K and that $50 a week. I'm like, okay, I guess I just have to really make it here.
When I was 12 years old, I was moved across the country here to Clearwater, and my parents were still in California.
Any part of you say, something's not right here, something's really wrong?
I don't think that second part added into it. Not like there's something really wrong. It was, that whole thought process pretty much just stopped at the point where I was like, I don't know what to do about this.
Even the higher ups, like yes, they had some things easier, but that's really mostly at the top. I feel like Scientology is like a game of power, and everybody has to report on each other, and that's how you get to the top, is essentially by throwing other people under the bus. That's the only way you can feel important.
The way to happiness? This used to be the Lisa McPherson Trust. This is where we had our offices, right next door to Scientology's OSA, Department of Office of Special Affairs, was right there, the dirty tricks people. Right through there, that was my office right behind these windows here. All locked up. They don't want anyone to see what's going on in there now. Now that they know your cameras are here, this entire several blocks of front groups are shut down.
One thing that comes to my mind when I walk past all these empty buildings that look like they're fully functioning offices, but no one's here.
Right.
It's like North Korea. It's like a very staged play that you're a part of.
Yeah.
Yet when you look, just peek a little bit behind the surface, like there's no one. All the windows are shut, there's no sunlight coming in, there's no one here. Look, they make it look like someone just had a meeting in here, or let's see if there's a front desk right here. This is an office that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean, this is an office that should have at least a front desk worker, if not an employee. None of this has anyone in it. No city on earth feels the negative effects of Scientology quite like Clearwater, Florida. Some fantastic reporting by the Tampa Bay Times reveals how the church has taken over the city. In 1975, the church purchased the Fort Harrison Hotel and made this their headquarters. Over the decades, the church began acquiring real estate at a ferocious pace, scooping up property after property. Since then, they've poured hundreds of millions into more than 200 buildings, owning the majority of the Clearwater downtown. Mind you, this is with tax-free money because somehow the IRS lost their balls when confronting the church, ruling in 1993 Scientology to be a tax-exempt religion. The weird thing is, they've left most of the buildings vacant, turning Clearwater into a sort of North Korean ghost town. The question is why? Insiders speculate it's because they want to show a dominant presence, but the truth is they simply do not have the numbers of people to occupy these buildings. And it's no surprise. Their peak membership numbers were before the internet, but now that their practices are widely publicized, they are unable to recruit new members and are slowly going extinct. But even as a dying empire, they still have a great deal of power over Clearwater, and they are crushing the businesses in the downtown. Just take it from Tony, a local entrepreneur who is facing dire financial circumstances because of the church.
So this is obviously our place. We start off with the Nash keys, and between like bureaucracy and stagnation, we had harassing phone calls about us not being part of the community, to get out of the town, even death threats later. But it took us 3 years to get these places open, a year and a half of permitting. More walls than you can imagine were being put up for us, but we got open.
When you say death threats, tell me more about that.
Death threats meaning like poisoning, harassing, to get the f out of the town. That
someone tried poisoning you?
No, they allude to that they're going to poison me.
Describe what's happened to this block over time and how Scientology has impeded local business from thriving.
The way they actually affect it is that the negative stigma that has on it, the overbearing control and presence that they portray. They like to portray like a sense of unity that is disheartening to most of the community.
Is that their bus behind us?
Absolutely. They're more organized than our government.
And their bus windows are blacked out.
Yes, they have very weird things that they do. I've seen a bunch of strange things. This is it. It's a two-story club.
It is nice, and in the evening times, I've seen this place just booming.
If you want to fight against the empire of Scientology, come into this local business, spend some money, get a cigar, get a drink, and meet this handsome fella right here.
Let's take back Clearwater, $1 at a time, like you just said.
Do you remember what feelings were going on in your head as a 5-year-old that led to the paint thinner?
We had no one to go to. Like, there was no adults around. Like, all the adults were compromised. In 1986, L. Ron Hubbard ends up dead, and because they had seen that a lot of people had left the Scientology because they were treating them so horribly, they would always come back with this amnesty. We're gonna forgive you for all the suppressive acts you committed. If you come back, if you write them down, then we'll forgive you, and then pretend they didn't happen. So that's when my parents got roped back in. They said, you're a suppressive because you blew because your child almost died. Oh no, we're gonna forgive you for having left without permission.
To really see what's going on in Hacienda Gardens, we got a drone operator that's gonna be able to show us what's happening and also show us their real estate holdings. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. Big fan. This is crazy.
Appreciate you, man.
Today.
Oh, if you could go over to where the pool is, then that will help orient me a little better. It's like if you
want to turn around?
Yeah, straight up there. Yeah, and go to the end. That was where.
Right here? That was
Dave's?
Dave's?
The end one, yeah. And my mom.
That was the penthouse suite there?
It was just 4 condos, and there would always be a security guard posted, sitting across the way looking.
It actually won't let me go lower. That's weird.
Do you think it's a blocker?
That's the only thing I can think of, because it'll let me go up, but it won't let me go back down to where I was.
Interesting.
It's really odd.
And you lived in these apartments for how long?
For about 4 years.
I lived here for a few years as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember which block you lived in?
Multiple blocks, but one of the last ones was this one right here.
And you really can't get out unless they let you out. Like, we would have to come out and tell them what we were doing. Like, if it was on one of the mornings where we would do cleaning, and if we wanted to, like, go to the gas station or something like that, we'd have to
even going for a walk
that's
outside?
The thing, like a normal apartment complex, you know, the magnetic doors, you know, like if you have gates and magnetic doors, usually you can get out. You might need a key to get in. You cannot get out of this apartment complex without a security guard letting you out and opening the gate.
Is that D block? Why can't I read it? Yeah, that's D block.
Okay, so I lived here in D block,
Yeah.
Like
so
towards-
interestingly, they actually turned the camera away from us.
Oh, that's weird. Anyway, so I lived at the end of D block in like the lower levels. They actually had fixed these ones up to be a little bit nicer.
Would you be surprised if they had vehicles patrolling?
I'm sure they have vehicles patrolling.
Is it that? Are they that paranoid?
Yeah. I mean, David Miscavige takes his security as seriously as a head of state.
The car's getting in. Let's get in. Hey, we got a meeting with David Miscavige.
Go.
Hey, get the passing. Go back. Hold on. Hold on, please, sir. I just want to ask questions of David. Sir, please. Stop, sir. Sir, please. Oh, sir, ow!
Geez, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 cameras on us right now.
How long were your parents out before they went back in?
What was this? Like maybe like 3-4 years. Then L. Ron Hubbard dies. They go back to Mexico. They get recruited back in again.
Was their life terrible outside of Scientology?
My grandparents were chill. My grandparents were normal people.
So what would have possibly motivated after they escaped and had freedom for 3 or 4 years?
Scientology caters to a narcissistic personality because the thing is, it promises superiority. It promises you're going to be better than everyone else.
Did you ever get to confront your parents about that or ask them, are they still in it?
No, my parents aren't in Scientology anymore, and they think Scientology is horrible, and they've said that it's like the biggest regret of their life.
How was it escaping Scientology?
Well, I guess the thing is that in Scientology, you know, at certain levels of management, they actually won't let you leave. Like the area will be surrounded by gates and they won't let you out the door. If you manage to leave, they'll chase you, because when you leave, people who are in Scientology are no longer able to speak to you. You can't get a job at a Scientology company. Like in my case, I didn't know how to drive. I didn't have a bank account. And so your livelihood actually getting a job depends on you being connected to these people, or you lose every family member. And so while you can just walk away, that's like totally deceiving. You risk losing everything that's important to you if you do.
I got it in my head that we wanted to storm the Celebrity Center, which is the place that the highest ranking and most influential Scientologists go. Actors like Tom Cruise and John Travolta, and businessmen like Grant Cardone. So I wanted to see for myself what was behind these walls. Here's how that went. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, where's the private property line? Where's the line?
Down to the sidewalk. It's private property. Guys, it's private property.
Is
You're
that
on
guy-
the sidewalk.
He's on private. Oh my God, he's on private property.
Right on the sidewalk.
No, but can
You're on private property.
what makes it worth selling your soul for $1 billion years?
Just close. Just move to the sidewalk. That's
Does
what we're
Tom
asking.
Cruise know that you guys work for $50 a week?
What we're asking is just to move to the sidewalk. You need to move out here.
Oh, whoa.
Come this way.
Are you?
You need to move off private property.
Why are you bumping and grinding on me? This ain't a Nelly song.
We need you to
partner.
move off. You're on private property, sir.
How do we talk to someone from Scientology?
You guys need to leave right now. Get off the property. Get off the property. You're trespassing. You need to leave right now. You need to leave right now.
Don't
it's
touch
private
me.
property.
Don't touch
It's
me.
private property. You need to leave right now. Leave right now. It's private property.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Sir, just need.
Are you guys pushing me?
Stop pushing me.
You push me?
I just need. You're on private property. We just need to move off here.
I don't have anything against you guys. I'm just curious what.
trying to
help y'all escape. You can escape. You still can leave. Like, to think that you would work 80 hours a week, what makes it worth it? Are the security guys there? Are they Scientologists?
Yes, they're actually some of the most important Scientologists. Have you ever heard of the term OSA? That's the Office of Special Affairs. Sort of like Scientology's FBI, CIA, Secret Service all in one. So they do all the dirty work. They're very high ranking.
Dude, what would have happened if we would have we had a fist fight?
That would have been good content.
You would have
fucking moved. But 3 of them?
This is William Jude. When I told Aaron Levin Smith I was headed to LA to further investigate the church there, he said you gotta meet up with William. Known for his work battling the church on his YouTube channel Scientology Audit LA Streets, William has spent months documenting and battling Scientology. Together, we go on a mission to infiltrate the church's LA stronghold.
So my name is William Good. I'm an activist out here. Had a beef with Scientology a couple of years ago, and they said some really crude things to me.
What did they say?
A security guard told me to suck his c***. So I thought that was kind of crude, so I said I'm gonna end your religion, and so here we are. So they're working 110 hours a week for nothing.
They're literally slaves.
They're slaves, and a lot of these people come from other countries, right? So they bring them here on religious visas, and then once we get here, they take their paperwork away, so now they're stuck.
Should we visit one of their plantations?
Sure. Let's go for it.
Let's go.
All right. So let's just drive by there real quick so I can just show you how to go about doing it. Then park a few blocks away, and then are you gonna? If you walk in with your cameras,
yeah,
there's no chance. Because when I come walking down the street, I have to hug the wall so they don't see me. The minute she sees me, she goes, I mean, they will literally run in there and close the door.
We got our guy, Cheddar, aka Texas Buzz, back for another investigative piece. You may have seen him in the sex, money, murder piece in Dallas, where he infiltrated the prostitution ring. Now we're sending you into Scientology, man.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I don't know too much about this, so we're just gonna go in there and be genuinely curious, like what's going on.
I think that's the perfect approach. It's gonna be similar to the Clearwater bookstore, so we want to get a fresh perspective. So, Cheddar, good luck on your mission.
Gotcha.
And no tortas on the way there. Just make it straight to the wall, okay?
You.
Go get him, Cheddar.
Doors are locked, doors are closed.
Oh, they shut the doors.
Yeah, so they realized. They're no joke with the things.
What happened in there?
No, nothing.
They just closed the doors?
Closed the doors.
Did you see him close the doors?
No.
They already had him closed.
They already had him closed.
This is Dre. He's one of the editors on my team and has been with us for a few months cranking out videos. In making this piece, we found out that he actually had joined Scientology for about a week. Here's what we learned from him.
I'm Dre and I almost joined Scientology. It was back in 2020 that I took a trip out to LA. Being in the area, you always heard about Tom Cruise talking about Scientology. So it was one of those stops I wanted to do. I was just on a regular touristy trip. I was looking at the stars, and then they got people in suits always just walking down and forth closer to the Scientology building. So that's where they got me. Initially, when you go into that building, they have their showroom. So that first half that I stepped into was the museum part, and they have posters, TVs, small little like segments of like who they are. And then once you go into the back room, it looks more of an office, but like higher end office. They have their cubicles, they'll bring you into one of their cubicles and start talking to you. It felt like therapy. The whole time they're very personal, so they're always looking at you. It feels like they actually want to get to know you. We were in there for, I want to say like 4 hours. They emphasized me coming back. And they kept on saying like, oh, well, how long are you here till? Could you come back tomorrow? We can like do more things. So they took me from the initial consultation, I'm gonna call it, and then they pitched me we think you'd benefit from this first seminar, which is this book right here. I got this book during that seminar. So someone was leading the course, they showed us videos, we talked about it, they made us like write, so it was a full blown, you're interacting with the person teaching us, and then the videos they're showing us.
Was that the last time you went? Like, did you ever return to Scientology?
I never went back, but I know that I continuously get emails and I still get letters sent to me.
Is that Jennifer?
Jennifer
Crosshauer. She's like their main.
I just pull up to their work.
That is Jennifer.
That is Jennifer. Should we talk to her?
Try to.
The lady William spotted is Jennifer Krauskopf. She is Scientology's chief legal officer, even though it's unclear if she even has a license to practice law. She's the one in charge of things like getting restraining orders on protesters and personally signing all legal documents between the church and the city of Los Angeles. We jump out on foot to try and speak with her.
Jennifer, can we talk to you a little bit? How's the Sea Org treating you? We can help you get out if you want to. Jenny!
Stay off the property, you're trespassing.
Where does it start?
Nope.
Can you tell me where the line is?
Private property. Let's go. Let's go. Get out of the property.
Yeah, you're fuck out. Get out.
Don't push
You're
them.
trespassing.
Where's the line?
Okay.
Where's the line?
Pepper spray. Now you get out, or I'm gonna use it.
That seems like a crime.
Yes, go ahead, report it.
That's a little pussy move.
See, that was easy.
A real man wouldn't need pepper spray. I would love to see the inside. Has any footage really been captured on the inside?
Through the windows, but every time we film through the windows, they try to prosecute. You notice something, no windows are open, right? Shades are down everywhere.
So with the internet, it's almost impossible for them to recruit.
Yeah.
Before the internet, when information wasn't exposed, it was a cool hip Hollywood thing. All the LA people were doing it. Monkey see, monkey do. But that ship has sailed.
Yeah, the Celebrity Center, the reason they bought the Celebrity Center is that was gonna be their main recruiting spot. That's where all the stars are gonna come hang out, and you know what? I wanna be part of that. That's cool, and they give acting classes there for free? Hell yeah, I wanna go there. Little do you know, it's not really an acting class, you're just being recruited in. But now, because of information, all the younger generation knows. They're like, oh no, that place is a cult.
What was the moment that drove you to the point where you said, I gotta get out of here?
It's hard to just say one moment because so many things happened throughout my life, so many things that were horrible, so many things that should have been the moment. But it was after a period of time where I had been on a Scientology mission that was in an area where it wasn't as so rigid as the base that I had returned to after, where they weren't letting people sleep. They were like, if you were to fall asleep during an L. Ron Hubbard lecture, they would make you they would first embarrass you in front of everybody by screaming at you, and then they would make you scrub the dumpster with a toothbrush, and we weren't having any time off at all. So it was just getting more and more strict.
What made your parents leave?
They were at Scientology's international management base, and so they were witness to a lot of things that were going on there, including my uncle David Miscavige, who's the leader of Scientology, like physically beating staff.
Like punching him?
Yeah, like punching in the face. And my parents themselves were separated from each other for many, many years.
This is a loaded question, but do you feel robbed of your childhood?
Yeah, actually I do often feel that way. I mean, I don't go around being angry at it all the time. There was a period when I first came out of Scientology when I was angry at certain things that happened, but honestly, once I became a mom, I actually started to get a little bit more angry about my childhood because I just didn't know.
What's your prediction about the future of Scientology?
These stories of how Scientology treats children are going to come out more and more, and people are going to be disgusted by them. So I feel like the more stories that come out into the public, the more, whether it's a legal battle that takes them down or just like a public relations or both, it's like nobody will join, they'll eventually be bled dry, and hopefully they have some legal battles that they lose as well, and it all comes together.
To show you how full of lies and manipulation this church is, just check out this 911 call they made on us.
Hey, Northeast Unit 45966, just left 1306 L. Ron Hubbard Way, Church of Scientology. CPR can direct to suspects 45, no whites, no further suspect vehicles.
They claimed we burglarized the church and fled the scene in our rental car. Here is us saying hello to the LAPD when they reported to the scene.
They're pointing at us. You want to pull up and talk to them?
Hey there!
Missed the entire
So apparently the LAPD showed up to the scene.
Yeah, just park right here and just walk up.
Give my regards to Xenu, okay? Thank you.
One thing to question is this. When there are repeated calls to a location like there is with Scientology, typically a city will label the property a nuisance property, which means the property in question must correct their issues or face legal action from the city. So why is it that Scientology can blatantly lie, allegedly, and disproportionately use city resources without repercussions? And keep in mind they are doing this as an entity that does not even pay taxes.
All right, folks, that was a look into the world of Scientology. If you'd like to see more of William's stuff, his Instagram and YouTube is tagged in the description. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. Don't join a cult. We'll see you next week. And my final thoughts is I send my regards to David Miscavige. Peace.
Folks, after seeing all this, you might be wondering a few things. Like, number one, why in the fuck has the FBI not kicked down this place's door, raided them, and gotten everyone responsible for child neglect and the other insane behaviors allegedly arrested? The other thing that comes to mind is how in the God's green earth is this place tax exempt after amassing a multi-$100 million real estate portfolio? I guess I'm gonna start my own religion so I can get rich too.